Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's loud. Which one's mine?
And then you got your mic there. Yeah, we got this mic for you.
That's loud.
Why are we getting,
Oh, this mic
why are
sounds
we getting that
better than
return?
those two.
Oh, good.
A super delay.
That's loud.
Why are we getting that return?
Hey, Zeb, which ones are our headphones? So we're okay. There we go.
Not yet, no.
No, that's on. That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm good.
We're good. Well, hey there, everybody. Happy Thursday morning to you. Happy Wichita Open Thursday, as golfers have been going for about 12 minutes out here at Crestview Country Club, which is where we will be live with you the next 2 days for 4 hours each day. We're so excited to be here. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor, Brandon Zenner, a three-man booth is what we're rolling with here this week on Sports Daily. Excited to do it. We're excited to be here. Look, when the conditions gave us what they gave us, I'd say, fellas, looking around here right now from where it was yesterday when I left, there have been a lot of people working really, really, really hard. I'm looking over at 17. It's just over there if you're watching us on our video stream. And they do have canopies back up. That I did not expect. So this is going to be a party. So just be ready for business as usual out here. The golf will be business as usual. We know we'll have plenty of that. We'll have a lot of the staff out here to tell us about some of the work they've been doing to get this course back in playing shape. If you saw some of the images of what this thing looked like after, what was that, Tuesday night, it was remarkable. We appreciate you listening to us here on KFH. We'll be there live all week long. We appreciate you watching us on this video stream. 12 News Connected, Facebook, YouTube, X. Get in touch with us all the different ways. Max is back in the studio. Tommy, you were out here in the Pro-Am yesterday. Man, I cannot believe this thing looks the way it looks after what we saw Tuesday.
Yeah, it's absolutely remarkable. The way that the grounds crew and the Wichita Open staff, the Korn Ferry Tour staff, the way that everybody has come together to get this course in great golf condition, playable conditions, is incredible. And you can see, obviously, still some limbs down, some smaller branches, things like that. But by and large, man, it is this entire property looks night and day different than it did 48 hours ago, which is phenomenal. You mentioned the Pro-Am. That went on like normal yesterday. The course was a little bit soggy. I would recommend even today for people who are coming out, wear some shoes that you don't mind getting a little dirty. It might get a little muddy for you from time to time, but especially by the time we get to this weekend, weather forecast looks phenomenal. Everything's going to be business as usual. And even today, things are going to look pretty much normal.
Yeah, I almost wore my waterproof golf shoes. I just didn't want you guys to make fun of me. Now I wish I would have done it.
I'm wearing golf shoes, but they look like tennis shoes, and I don't care if they get dirty. So that's what I'm rocking today.
Yeah,
Make fun of you golf shoes or not. So.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. We've got all kinds of fun stuff going. So if you wonder where we are, if you're going to come out today or tomorrow and you want to stop by and say hi, so they've moved this fan zone. It looks better than it ever has, which it's what, 2-3 years old now.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember the NCAA tournament downtown, there was a huge like trailer that turns into a bar with TVs and all kinds of fun stuff in it. That is here with us. Then there is an Una Vida, tequila bar also just behind us here. I know that there are going to be some vendors out here that are right next to us. HTO is one of those, supports this show. Of course, that's a side hustle for me. So it's going to be a fun environment right here. And it's along the Walkway of Champions if you've ever been out here. So as you come between 17 and 18, we're just right there off the cart path. These are pros, but we may be in a little danger here off of that 18 tee shot. It just
I don't think so.
we a little too far down here.
Yeah,
on that.
I think we're going to be just fine.
If it was us out there.
Yeah, if I was playing, I would hook it right into where we are right now.
There we
But
go.
I think these pros are going to be just fine.
Yeah, they'll be fine. It's going to be fun. We can't wait. So on your way to 17, if you're coming out to party, just stop by, say hi. If you're coming out to 17, I believe, and we'll get confirmation from this with Dusty. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I believe if you've got tickets to 17, you can get into the area we are. So just stop by on your way out. Say hi. We'd love to see you. We've got Tim Fitzgerald coming up later in this show as well. Our K-State insider. Just want to keep picking at his brain about all these changes coming down the pipeline with the NCAA. We're starting to hear a little more reaction from some schools. We'll see what K-State's saying about the revenue share and everything else that's going on with this. We will also have all kinds of the staff from here out to talk about these conditions, the work that's been done. Dusty Buell, the tournament director, will be here. We'll have Jay Delling, who's the media coordinator, who knows everything about all the golf that's going on down here. Tommy, anybody else we're bringing over today? Troy?
I think Troy Jordan will probably make an appearance. He's the new chairman of the board for the Wichita Open. We had him on the program a week ago to preview everything. I wouldn't be surprised if we have Dane Brummett from Crestview Country Club joining us at some point to talk about just the club and the course and, of course, our partnership with them. I think at some point we'll probably have the folks from 3570 Golf Co. come out. They've got a pop-up shop out here this weekend, and they're selling their merchandise. And so you've heard us talking about 35 by 70 Golf Company for a long time on this program, and you can come out to the Wichita Open and actually get some of the merchandise. So it should be an action-packed couple of days here on the program.
All of that is what's on tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, with locations east, west, and historic Delano, featuring a rooftop deck. Wichita Brewing Company, it's pizza and beer made here. We're going to have two opportunities on giveaways today. Of course, we're at Crestview Country Club. What better way and what better day to enter our giveaway to give a couple of you a chance to play a little golf. We're doing this every Friday in June, but the entries are basically every day in June. At least that's when you can enter. So we'll get you the details on that. We'll give away a little HTO as well. We've got a lot in store for you. It's going to be a blast. We'll talk Royals today. 6 runs, 2 games in a row, Brandon.
2 in a row.
Did you ever think that was going to be possible?
Back-to-back games. I thought they might be able to get it done once the rest of the season, but back-to-back the day after talking about it. The Royals, they might be back. They're hitting home runs, which is a really surprising part.
They're powering up for it. You had a Bobby Witt Jr. home run on Tuesday, a couple of Salvador Perez home runs, Michael Garcia with a big home run last night. There is a world. We'll get into this. I know we the three of us between the last 2 or 3 days have talked a lot about this, but the sequence of the next few weeks, we're going to never feel more Jekyll and Hyde on how we're feeling about the Royals, because it will change every day, and it will for fans, and it's going to be, I just imagine being in that front office, having to just decide what direction do you go? But certainly a couple of wins is a good sign for them, and we'll get more into the game last night. We've got an NBA Finals potential game clincher coming tonight. Brandon is always locked into the NBA, so we'll get the very latest on what's happening there. We'll look around the sports world as well. But, man, I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm just happy to see this thing looking almost like it normally looks. 18 looks a little different because the roof got blown off, but they've got it. Looks like it's ready to go as best it can. 17, which is, I think, what a lot of us are the most concerned about, looks great. I don't know that it looks all that different. They've got temporary canopies up for the big ones that went down, and you're going to get a little shade. The weather looks nice. We're not Storm Team 12ers, but The temperatures probably look a little lower than normal, maybe with a touch more humidity. I call it a swamp butt alert day.
Yeah,
is what I call those.
Yesterday out on the course, it felt like I was in Florida, and it warmed up into the mid 80s, and you could almost see the liquid on the ground evaporating up into I mean, it was so humid and muggy out here, but it feels a lot better today. I mean, this is beautiful out here right now.
And that's what's gonna, it's gonna happen. And then this weekend we'll get a little wind. So we are going to take our first break here. Max has got things driving back in the studio. If you'd like to get in touch with him, it's 869-1240. We're coming back. We'll talk a little Royals, back-to-back winners, when we return from the Wichita Open live on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 310-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor, Brandon Zenner with you. We are here for 4 hours today, 4 hours tomorrow, live from the Wichita Open. We're watching golf now here. So you've got players, Tommy. I guess they split the front and the back because we're watching guys go off on 10 here. So we're facing 10. If you're watching us on our video stream that way, back here is 18. We are right along the Walk of Champions. So if you're coming into the course and on your way to 17, which will be, more toward the end of our show, you will be able to stop by and say hi. We'll have a booth here. It'll be right next to the big party area. And we were just talking, this will be one of the shaded areas of the tournament. So maybe some relief, just come stop by, say hi. We'll be out here throughout the day. And even after we get off the air, kind of bouncing around a little bit. So we're excited to see everybody, as we always are, out here. We're going to talk a lot about the golf. We're going to bring in and out some of the people involved with getting this course back in working conditions. It really is pretty remarkable if you've seen the images from Tuesday, just 72 hours ago, and even yesterday, what the difference looks like between then and now. There's not been a lot of sleep had, I don't think, by the staff out here to get this thing back in the condition that it's in. It'll be a little wet today. It'll probably be a little wet still tomorrow. And then we're looking at, some heat and some wind to dry this thing out. So it'll be good. We're going to talk about all the golf as we make our way through. We want to say thanks to Prairie Fire Coffee for always keeping us fueled up here in the KFH family, but all across our Odyssey family with some great coffee. And so thanks, Prairie Fire. Let's talk Royals, boys. We'll get to golf in a little bit. 6-3 winners, 6 runs, 2 games in a row against the Rangers. 6 runs, 2 games in a row for anybody. Or against anybody is good news for the Royals because they had struggled. It's odd, Brandon. We saw them sort of wake up the week after Cags was called up. You're like, okay, now they're, they've gotten the message. They're starting to feel things. And then last week against, the A's and the Yankees, things didn't go well. But to start the week off with a couple of big offensive performances is what we want to see. I think this team has more offense internally. I hope it does because I don't think it's coming from anywhere else. But they've got enough juice in that lineup to do this consistently. They just haven't done it consistently. The Rangers pitch as well as any team in baseball this year. 6 runs, 2 games in a row. Here we go.
Yeah, you might just look back. They call up Cags for those 6 games, and then they return home. Maybe this team felt like they were pressing a little bit. And sometimes the best recipe to get out of that funk is get a little trip away with the boys. And here they are now, 6 games on the road coming up, a chance to just reset. And this is a team that looks like it has a renewed energy. Even Chris Bubich didn't have his best stuff last night. He gives up 9 hits, 3 runs. But they still find a way to come from behind, which is impressive in its own, and get a second consecutive win. And anytime you can clinch a series, that's great. Now this is, essentially a house money game that they're playing here on a Thursday afternoon, but a chance to go and sweep a really good Rangers team who are playing some pretty good ball.
Yeah.
Just an encouraging sign if you're a Royals fan.
Yeah, the Rangers are heating up, and that's, they're one of the teams that has sort of climbed past the Royals in the wild card standings, and they're basically dead even now. Tommy, Brandon brought up Bubich, which is a great point because for a lot of this season, Bubich was basically lights out. He hasn't been as much lately, but I think him laboring through one like he did yesterday is probably pretty important for his development. Obviously, that wasn't his best stuff. He gave up what did he give up? He gave up like 9 hits. Yeah, 9 hits. He walked a batter in 5 1/3. That was 5 1/3 labored innings, but he got through it, and he gave him a chance to win in the end, and that matters probably. Look, I don't think Chris Bubich is going to win the Cy Young. Never thought he was. He was on that pace, but now he's got to learn how to be a big league starter, and I think yesterday was a good example of what you have to do to be a big league starter. Just kind of get through one.
Well, it's been, absolutely the case for most of this season that whenever Royals starting pitching has struggled, and it really hasn't been that often, right? The pitching has been really good for most of this year. But when the Royals pitching has struggled, they've been unable to back up and compensate for that with good offense. And this was an example, the game last night, of Chris Bubich not having his best stuff, laboring, as you mentioned. I think that's the perfect word to describe the way that, he pitched yesterday. It wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't his best. And he labored his way through it. He gave up a lot of hits and had traffic on the base paths his time in the game, but the offense was able to pick him up. Specifically, Michael Garcia was able to pick him up. And I mean, I think that it's fair to say at this point that Michael Garcia is the best offensive piece on this team, or at the very minimum, the most consistent offensive piece in this lineup. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to get a bunch of attention, deservedly so. Salvador Perez is as well. Did he pass Quintino when he's hot is great. But Michael Garcia, I think we knew that he had some pop in his bat, but I don't think anybody recognized how consistent he can be offensively. The guy's batting nearly 320 right now, and he's got 8 home runs. I mean, he's not going to hit 40 in a season, but he doesn't need to hit 40 in the season. He needs to be the run producer. He needs to be the table setter, especially batting third in the lineup. I think he's an all-star. I think he should be an all-star, and especially after what he did last night.
Yeah, look, he's about my size. He's not a power hitter, but he uses it to his advantage. If he's not the best offensive player this year, and I probably he's whatever, but he's been the most consistent in a season full of bad at-bats. This team has had bad at-bat after bad at-bat after bad at-bat. It feels like he never has one. He's productive. We know he can run. And Brandon, he plays basically every defensive position, which gives them the kind of flexibility to withstand an injury. We don't pay as close attention to every team in Major League Baseball as we do to the Royals. And he wouldn't qualify as like comeback player of the year, but if they gave him most improved player of the year, there can't be anybody that has been more improved we didn't know if he was going to have a roster spot when this season started. He didn't have a spot in the starting lineup. He came in and he took it, and he's been their most consistent player. It is a wild story that this is happening for him, and it is. And I agree, Tommy. Third is the perfect spot for him. But man, what a wild in a season that has surprised us in so many different ways. That's as surprising as anything. Nobody saw this from Michael Garcia.
Yeah, it was kind of him and Massey. It's like, who's going to be the one to grab a hold of
who's going to be the utility guy?
Yeah, and Michael Garcia has proven that he's not a utility guy. He's an everyday third baseman. He can go play. He can go play just about any position on the field, but he has proven to be an everyday third baseman. You talked about the key at bats. I mean, just in that third inning alone, India with a RBI single, 2 strikes, and then Garcia, his home run comes on 2 strikes. Those 2 strikes and 2 outs. Those have been positions that we haven't seen this Royals team succeed in. But it's a different question. It's a different answer that we saw yesterday. Now it is only 2 games. We're not saying that now they're going to be the AL Central favorites and everything out there. But just encouraging signs. The thing I liked the most about yesterday's game is just we were on cue heavy on Monday and Tuesday, just some managerial questions, but he managed that game perfectly with the bullpen. Schreiber comes on, faces the bottom of the lineup when they pull Bubich, and then you go Ursig into Cruz and into Estevez, and Ursig comes on right in the heart of the lineup, gets Simeon, Garcia, and all them. You were in my trust back yesterday.
It's just amazing what a little offense will do for you. Lucas Ursig still isn't all the way back. Like, he's not the same pitcher he was before the injury yet. thank goodness they went and got Estevez, and I know he blew that game against the A's, but he has been is he still leading the American League in saves? He's got to be
20 now.
If he's not, he's real close. So like that has been a little bit of a godsend for them because Ursig has been a little shaky lately. He got hurt. Harvey hasn't pitched at all. They've really pieced it together, but there's just so much less pressure on those guys if the offense will give you something that I think it will help them just throughout, big picture. Again, 2 games, they're still under 500. Nothing has changed from the early week conversations, and we'll get into this, but at a time where every game could make the decision of buying or selling or all of these things matter, this stuff matters in the next month is butt clinching baseball, man. Like it is just going to be every day we're either riding high or we are insanely frustrated. And I'm not sure when that lets up. Probably not, though, for a long time, if ever. This wild card race is going to be this way. And we thought that for a long time. What kind of streak can this team get on in a schedule like they're about to play, I think becomes the question. And that'll really, honestly, that'll tell us how good this team is. If they're able to get on a heater despite who they play, I think that as much as anything tells you they need to just ride it out. Regardless of what happens, they need to probably just ride this out the rest of the way. If you're going to sell, it better be real calculating a real big return, because if they are capable, if it isn't about who they're playing and more just about them themselves, you got to be careful with that, Tommy, because they could, in theory, get a stretch in a wild card race that's so packed. A 10 of 12 is on the table, and then boom, all of a sudden you're right back in it.
Yeah, you mentioned the butt clinching baseball, the high leverage situations, and the fact that one of the major criticisms, at least recently for the Royals, has been their unclutchness. I'm not sure if that's a word, but that unclutchness
word.
But you know what? The way that they closed out the game last night, I think, is a good indicator that this team has the DNA to be able to do that. I mean, if you recall, going back to, what was it, the 7th inning or 8th inning, they were up 4-3. And I'm watching the game and I'm like, man, like this is a really nervy time right now. And with how shaky things have been on the back end of that bullpen, you would really love to have at least one insurance run, if not 2 insurance runs. And the Royals were able to get 2 insurance runs and extend that lead out to 6-3 in the 8th inning. Then you bring in Estevez and you're like, okay, with a 3-run lead, all right, feel a little bit more comfortable here to be able to get the job done. That's un-Royals like. They haven't done that recently. They haven't been able to provide much breathing room at all. Even when they were on that long win streak, they were scratching out victories. I mean, it was 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. And the fact that they were able to, in a clutch situation last night in the 8th inning, extend a lead out and be able to give Estevez a 3-run cushion, man, I think that while it's one game, that's important. We haven't seen that by and large from this Royals team so far much this season. I think the other thing too, and this is kind of a shift, kind of a 90-degree shift that I just want to bring up because I think it's absolutely remarkable. I don't know if you guys caught this on the broadcast last night. Maikel Garcia's 3-run homer, the first Royals 3-run home run since opening day. Vinny Pasquantino.
Yeah, it's insane. We saw the funny stat about Jordan Beck for the Rockies, tied for the lead in home runs at Kauffman Stadium this year with 3 and 9 at bats or whatever it is. It just hasn't been there. And there is a big difference knowing you can go score. Like everything this year offensively has felt like it came at one time in a game, right? Like at one time they were able to have a big inning and like, that's it, right? Nothing else comes. You get like an inning of scoring and that's all you're going to get for the day. It's one of the strange things. It's so funny too. If we'd have told you that at the beginning of this season, Maikel Garcia would be having a career year and be an all-star. Bobby Witt Jr. is playing well, albeit not as much power as we saw a year ago. Salvador Perez is about on the same home run pace and walk pace and strikeout pace as he was last year. And Vinny Pasquantino is about on the same pace he was last year. We think, all right, we're cooking. But it's just come in such weird ways and times that to the unclutch point, it's never at the right time. It's felt like it's never been at the right time. If it times up, is a team that can stay in the mix and probably will stay in the mix. And so when there are decisions to be made about buying and selling, they're going to be tough decisions because, Brandon, I think there's a very real world that the Royals are in this thing and contending and within reach and still like trade a dude like Seth Lugo. I mean, I think that's a very real possibility. If there's a desperate team that comes in and they pick up the truck for you, you got to listen. But that doesn't mean they're like sellers in the true sense, because they'd still be it will be strange. It will be strange to see how they approach the trade deadline.
Yeah, because they have, you could call it an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the starting pitching, at least just because of those numbers. They're when Cole Reagans comes out, there will be an odd man out. It's probably going to be Michael Lorenzen. Maybe they just throw him to the bullpen or try to throw him away in a trade, and then they just say, well, we're going to roll with Lugo and Bubic. Otherwise, yeah, one of those guys definitely could be on the trade market. It is just hard to see how this team can be a buyer just with their assets.
Buying doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense for this team because of how the farm is.
I think it could make sense. I don't think if the trade deadline was today, it doesn't make sense.
But what would I mean?
Their assets just
maybe a bullpen piece, but they're not. They don't need a starter. I don't think there's anything on the table in the lineup. I really don't. So I don't even know. Like they could every team in baseball could use bullpen help. So maybe it's that. But it's not like they're not in the same bullpen situation. I think you guys would agree that they were a year ago, like where it was just like, this is a garbage bullpen that's not going to work. That's not the case this year. They could use more, but they've still got a lot back there this year. They've got 6 starters that they feel good about. So I don't know what they would even go try to acquire. And I also think it's going to be too tight. And I think they'll ultimately be like, that doesn't make a lot of sense for us. I just don't know what it would be if they went after it. But again, like nothing that when we used to talk about, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago. When do they do this? Should they do this? With a couple of months now, it's like, hell no, don't do anything until the actual deadline day.
Yeah, I'll double down on, I still believe, and I said this earlier this week, that I think all 3 different scenarios, you can make arguments for all 3 of them.
Yep.
So I don't think that there's a clear cut, whether or not they're buyers, whether or not they're sellers, whether or not they stand pat and do nothing. You can make arguments for all 3 of them, which it makes it that much more difficult to try to telegraph what their plans are going to be.
It's also important to know. I don't know if the Reagans news broke yesterday while you guys are on in the air.
Yeah,
but he's not even throwing for 4 weeks now.
Yeah.
So,
but I think the Royals do feel positive about the news they got. It's a grade 1 strain, a rotator cuff strain. So he doesn't have to have surgery, doesn't have to have anything like that.
We're not seeing him until the second half at least, and hopefully it is just that
it's healthy.
That season for Reagans has not played out because it was one injury that led into another. So it's possible we probably don't see him till late July. Hopefully he comes back and
wouldn't that make you think that they're probably not going to move a starter then? Like they're not going to move Lugo because they need the guys they got.
They do. And the fourth, would be the fourth scenario? They could do both. They could both trade Lugo and go add pieces. They could get blown away by an offer and still go try to add pieces, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. You just have to be pragmatic about it. It'll be wild. We'll talk more Royals in the second hour. When we come back, we got the tournament director out here, Dusty Buell. I can't wait to hear how this is all coming back together. That'll be in our next segment. Tommy, we've got 10. Now, is it appropriate etiquette for us to, yell yabba dabba do on a second iron shot for these guys coming down 10?
See how far they're hitting it?
To scream at them like
I like yelling mashed potatoes.
Yeah, just whatever it is.
Baba Booey. That's what it is. Baba Booey.
Did you do that at the Masters?
I did not do that at the Masters.
I'm so surprised.
I would have been kindly escorted out of the building, out of the course.
We'll see how they're feeling there on 10. They're playing quick. They are moving this morning. Tee times were at 6:50. We'll also have Jay Delling come by a little later in the show. We'll let some of these guys play and score a little bit. Then we'll bring Jay in to let us know what's happening early in this tournament.
I think we've got Jay at 8:15, by the way. He's going to come in.
Perfect. Jay at 8:15. We got Dusty Buell next. Let's do a golf giveaway since we're out here at Crestview. You can text us for a chance to win golf for 2 at Crestview Country Club. Text the keyword golf to the number 20357 to enter. One winner picked every Friday through June. One entry per 24-hour period. Message and data rates apply. More details at kfhradio.com. We're coming back. Dusty Buell joins us next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
an hour break now so they can talk.
All right, welcome back out here to Crestview Country Club, Wichita Open. We are playing golf here this morning. We're out here having fun. The facilities are going to get rocking and rolling here in just a little bit. Joining us, Tournament Director Dusty Buell. Dusty, this is, it never is going to go according to plan. We know that. This was as unplanned as you could probably imagine. We essentially had a hurricane through on Tuesday, and yet here we are. Really nice work from you and your staff. What a crazy couple of days it's been.
Yeah, there's been some changes.
I know.
We work 356 days to see it's going well and take that away. This hurts, but there's always light out there. People that are involved and out. I have staff that is working hour after hour, putting in the time to make sure that we can play golf. And to be honest, this course looks incredible, plays incredible, had a lot of compliments from the pros yesterday in the Pro-Am. And so now it's about shifting our focus to fan experience.
Let's talk a little bit about the course. And, I know a lot of folks in the community and outside of the community saw all the photos of just what happened on early Tuesday morning, Monday night, Tuesday morning. The fact that from where it was to where it is now, walk us through that process, the amount of effort that it took and the number of people out here trying to clean things up and how that process all played out.
Yeah, when I came out, I was expecting some damage, but when I got here, it was more than I could have even fathomed. Everything was basically gone. Trees were gone, huge limbs blocking cart paths, rivers running through two of our holes. And you didn't think that there was any chance this tournament was going to go on. And you saw the outpouring of support from our community, from my team, from Crestview members, from Crestview staff, friends and family, and everybody pitched in. And DeWalt came through and donated chainsaws, and we were cutting trees, cutting limbs, and an assembly line that started at 1 and made our way all the way over to 14, 15, took us most of the day to clear that. And it was just one thing after another, and more people kept showing up, and they didn't show up to come take pictures. They came out ready to work. And I mean, truly that's what we needed. And we owe everything to our community and the people behind us. And I think that over the years that we've proven that this is a community event. We do this for our community, for the community impact in dollars, and for the community impact in putting Wichita on the map. And so when something like this happens, just like I told the PGA when they rolled into town, we're full of resolve. We're going to make it happen, and this community is going to support us. And that's exactly what happened out here. I bet there was over 100 people out here. Hayden Lawn and Landscape brought a huge truck and trailer, and all of their staff. I wish I could just thank everyone, name everyone that was out here, but we were all here. We all had the same goal, and we worked to get to that goal.
I think Dusty Buell joining us, the tournament director out here, it just like it as much as anything, it just speaks to how much it means to the community to have this event. This is the event of the summer. I've said that for a long time. Golfers love it, of course. People that don't give a hoot about golf love it because of the festivities and the facilities that are set up and everything that goes into it. And the thought of it not happening, I think, just shook people a little bit. I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all that happened. I mean, it just not even a little bit does it surprise me. It's like, hey, who wants to come help? And then boom. And then all the help's there.
Yeah. And it's not that help is expected, but I believe in all of us, our community, our surrounding communities, Augusta, Andover, El Dorado, Valley Center, Derby, you name it, all of these surrounding, supporting communities, and then right here in the heart of Wichita and getting these people out here. So,
and by the way, the entire city was leveled, right?
Yeah,
it's like people are like, I'll get to my yard in a little bit. Let's go out to Crestview and chop up some trees there first. Like everybody got smashed, yet everybody still showed up. It's remarkable.
It's the same story. They come out here, we see that we're flooded, and they come out and they say, my basement's flooded too. I'll work here, and then I'll go worry about that when I get home.
Let's talk about the facilities a little bit because, even though we've got the tournament going and things for the most part look normal, there are some changes on 17, on 18. Walk us through the way that the storm impacted those hospitality areas and what that's going to look like.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Expect changes. We're going to do everything we can to give you the experience you deserve. Today, Thursday, the venue at 18 is going to be closed. We just ran out of hours last night. My team and our volunteers worked 22 hours yesterday, went home for a nap, came back, and now we're back at it again. And we just ran out of time. Having 48 hours to put all this back together was a monumental task. And I think that we got about 3/4 of the way that we wanted to. But so 18 will be closed on Thursday. The plan is to reopen that on Friday. 17 will be a majority open air venue. Most of our chalets will go on as scheduled, but there's going to be 4 or 5 chalets that have just a regular tent on it and limited shade. So I'm hoping that, our community, our networking, and our businesses share some space with others that need to get out of the sun. Our ambassador box is mostly unshaded, but all the chairs will be down on the tiers. There'll be plenty of place for everybody to sit. And then our single day tickets over in our party deck, if you purchase tickets and you're sitting in the party deck, it's business as usual. It's the one thing down here that did not get touched. We came back after 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds and there wasn't a chair tipped over. So
wow,
it's just amazing how it happened. And, that's the best we could do. We waited with bated breath yesterday as inspections were going on to tell us, are they worthy of having people on them? And they ended up saying, we have all the parts here. We can fix what's broken. And we are 100% confident that we're ready to go. Business as usual. Bring on the crowds.
And that's what everybody wants to hear too. Now, logistically speaking, we're sitting on the Walk of Champions between 18 and 17. So people that are coming out to the party deck, this area we're in now, the fan zone, that access, everybody that's got access to the party deck has access here. Is that right?
Everybody on this course that has a wristband has access to the fan zone. And I can't wait for people to see it. It is an upgraded experience of epic proportions. I got to think Una Vida, Anheuser-Busch, Michelob Ultra, they made this place look and feel like a true sports venue. And I think it's going to be a nice place to come, get some shade, get a drink, get out of the grandstands for a little bit, and then go back. It just gives you one other option out here to have somewhere to go.
Yep, it'll be good.
The community impact, Dusty, you talked about just the resolve of the community coming out and pitching in and everything, but the tournament itself and what you all work towards for that 356 days a year, all of the different things that this tournament benefits and the different causes and all of that. For people that maybe don't realize that, or they're coming out to watch golf and the community part of it, the impact part of it, philanthropy doesn't really come into their minds. What does being a part of this tournament, what does that go to benefit and help?
Yeah, the bottom line is that we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We function as such. Every single dollar raised goes back into our community and different organizations throughout our community, mostly helping children. We have a lot of plans as we go forward of what we can do and the money that we can raise. But over the last 5 years, we've given over $1 million to children's charities here in Wichita. And we don't see that slowing down anytime soon. And so KU Wichita Pediatrics is our benefiting sponsor, allowing them to do a little more with less and continue to support them, hiring therapists and putting counselors in schools that don't have them. It makes a difference. And we've seen it statistically that this tournament directly impacts the lives of not only community members here, but all around Kansas.
And that's part of the reason people want to get out here. So for people that still want to get out here, you've laid it out. If you want to come party on Thursday, 17 can still be a party. What tickets, what can people still get access to?
Yeah, if you go to wichitaopen.com, you can purchase the single day tickets to the party deck. you're going to have the same experience you've always had. We have bartenders ready to serve. We have Coke products. We have bottled water. We have a full bar, and that's all included with your party deck ticket. We still have plenty for Thursday. We have some for Sunday. We're pretty much almost sold out on Saturday, and then Friday is just right behind Saturday. So if you want a ticket for Friday, I would get it today, and Saturday is likely going to be sold out.
And then tickets to walk the course are still available, right?
General admission is $10 at the gate. You can buy it here in the Welcome Center. It gives you access to the entire course. You can upgrade that ticket to $50. That gets you in the fan zone, gets you all the water, pop, Anheuser-Busch products you can drink. So it's a good value for people that just want to come out here, walk the course, and support a great cause.
And if you missed the chance to get on the party at 17, I have a feeling this will be a party as well here where we are. That's what Dusty was talking about, just upgraded general admission ticket, and you can come in here and party with us as well. Dusty, I know you got a million things to do. We appreciate it. Nice work. This thing, I can't believe how good it looks after what we saw Tuesday.
We're not done yet. We're going to keep pressing. We're going to do what we can to make sure we add a little normalcy to this community. We know what we've been through, and we're going to get through it together.
And 18 will be back open tomorrow, not today. Everything else, if you're coming out, just get ready to hang. We're going to let Dusty go do his thing and chase down and put out a million fires. We've got golf happening right now. Jay Delling's going to jump in the next hour and take us through the early action here and what's been going on with some of these golfers. We're starting to see the vendors out here by us unpack a little bit. I'm real curious, Tommy, to see this area. I mean, if you saw the fan zone last year, which was great, this looks like what we saw. The only thing I can think of to compare it to, it looks like what was around Intrust Bank Arena for the NCAA tournament is what it feels and looks like to me. This is an addition to this tournament.
I love it because as much fun as the party is on 17 green, and 18 I've always enjoyed because it's a nice little change of pace, a little bit more air conditioning and a little bit more relaxed and all of that. This is going to be really cool because you're right smack dab in the middle. So as you enter in, if folks have been out here before, you know that you walk in right about where 18 green is, and then you make your way down 18 fairway if you're going to the 17th green. Well, this is another hospitality area, basically smack dab in the middle between where you enter and where the 17 green is. And I love the Una Vida Tequila shipping container bar area that they've got set up. I mean, it's so cool. And just the fact that you can come out here, you can hang out, you can party in shade, still be pretty close to the golf. I know last year where the fan zone was, it was a challenge because it was fairly close to the 18 green.
Yep.
And so you couldn't be overly party-ish because people were putting on 18. This is a little bit different. So I love this location, love this area.
And if you're the fan of the golf, Tommy, you're going to see second shots here on 18. Everybody's
Absolutely.
approach is going to be right here. I mean, they hit it. We're looking at approach shots here. So it's going to be fun, everybody. Come out, say hi. If you're here just walking, if you're just here for the golf, stop by too, because we'd love to say hello. When we come back, Brandon will rejoin us. We'll continue the conversation. We'll preview Game 6 of the NBA Finals. Talk to Jay Delling next hour. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily with Jacob Albrock and Tommy Kester.
All right, and welcome back in, everybody. Another hour of Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Kester, Brandon Zinner with you live out here from the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club. And we are ready to rock and roll. Guys, it feels like a long couple of weeks for everybody. here, just added to as a hurricane blew through on Tuesday. I'm ready to party. I am ready to just like cut loose with the Wichita Open. And I'm so happy that we're going to be able to do that.
Can you advocate? I know in your other role, your other life, your other world, can you advocate for adding some Una Vida tequila to your HTO? Is that something publicly?
I can advocate for, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And honestly, so like we'll get Zeb to show you guys this party zone that we're talking about, but you've got like a regular bar over there that's going to have all the, the beer stuff that Dusty was talking about. Una Vida's back here, which they've got, I believe, a full service. It looks like at least all the tequila, vodka. I do see a whiskey.
I see a sign that says shots and spirits.
Yeah, so they have all that. And then right behind that, there's going to be, right on the other side of us is HTO. And we are ready to serve. I think we're going to have Ryan Palmer, of course, for the golf theme, which is basically an Arnold Palmer, which would be good with the spirits over at Una Vida. We will have our new sweet cherry, which I have not sampled with any spirits in it, but I'm sure it's good.
That'd be pretty good.
We'll have sweet Georgia peach, which is always good with anything in it. And then my very favorite, whether this is advocating or what, my very favorite like outdoor summer drink is our regular unsweet. You won't believe me when I tell you this. Regular unsweet iced tea with vodka. There's like a chemical reaction or something with only that flavor where it like sweetens it a little bit. I'm not kidding. That's my favorite. That's probably what I may sip on a little bit out here today. But yes, that's what we want. We want people like come by, say hi, grab the tea, take it over to Una Vida, put something in. Or if you're looking for a relief libations, we will have
I like
HTO there, to cool off, rehydrate a little bit, maybe recaffeinate a little bit.
Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Which that's a new addition as well. I don't remember ever seeing Chick-fil-A out here at the Wichita Open. So I don't know exactly what their setup is going to look like. But man, if I've got the opportunity for some HTO, maybe some Una Vida tequila, and then go grab a Chick-fil-A sandwich, count me in.
I have never put tequila in the tea. That is interesting. And the thing about what they've got, I'm just looking at their menu. They've got all these different flavors, like lemon vodka in an iced tea. Doesn't that make sense?
That sounds pretty fantastic.
Doesn't that make sense? You can put anything in that Ryan Palmer or anything in that sweet Georgia peach, and it's going to be good. But there could be some sampling necessary. And I know these bartenders over there are ready to have as much fun as the rest of us are. This is going to be a great party. And look, it's so interesting with the Open. You have your diehard golf fans who are here for the golf, right? Then you have your diehard party fans who are here for the party, and everybody's together, and it's totally, it's fine, right? Like no matter what. That's why it's so funny to listen to people talk about this tournament, and you're either like, oh, it's a pro event, you got all these great golfers, or it's just like, oh yeah, it's this great party, it's awesome 4 days, and like I love it, and I'm curious to see now too. We're not butted up against the U.S. Open, what that's going to do, and butted up against Father's Day. Of course, the weather. Nobody knows what that's going to ultimately impact. But don't you think, based on what we saw Tuesday with the response of the surrounding community, even just like the members out here at Crestview, just been like, well, yeah, we're going to go get that ready to go. That tells me that it doesn't matter that there's not going to be an air conditioner on 18. Doesn't matter. Like people are going to come anyway. Like it's fine. Like what? No big deal.
Yeah, I during our break, I was chatting with Troy Jordan, who we'll have on the show tomorrow, the chair of the board for the Wichita Open. He stopped by, and he told me that at one point on Tuesday he was out here. He was on number 14, and he said he was looking down the fairway, and he saw 25 Crestview members, all over the age of 45, that were just out on the fairway with chainsaws and moving tons of wood off the course. And he was like, that's what struck me. The fact that, these are guys that are not affiliated with the tour. They're not affiliated with the tournament. They're just, this is their home course. They're out here all the time. And they've all got chainsaws and they're out here and they're working and they're trying to get everything done for this cause.
And of course, Crestview is a great sponsor of this show. Brandon, one of the reasons Tommy and I have had so much fun with having their partnership on this show is because of that sort of thing. Like these festivities are going to take this golf course and put it in different condition than what it was before these festivities came through. But they're good with it, like it's okay. Like it's fine. You've got another 8 holes you can go play, which again, like if you're coming out, I'm telling you, the South back 9 is my favorite 9 on this course, but like there's plenty of that still over there. But man, like not only are you okay with this coming in, taking away your ability to play for a little while, putting the course there where it's going to need to be repaired for a little while, but then like coming out and putting your own sweat into it to make sure that happens. That's pretty golf-like, pretty uncountry club-like, at least the way I grew up. Like that's not, but yeah, roll up your sleeves, get out here. That's one of the reasons we really enjoy this partnership.
Yeah, it was really, really cool to see. And I mean, this city and this community has always cared a lot about this event, but I think you saw that to the nth degree this week. And it is just crazy how everything worked out. It very well could have been a wind goes one way, completely destroys 17 with those 100-mile-an-hour winds that were coming through the city. This very well could have been a completely different picture where there's nothing on 17, there's nothing on 18. There's just a bunch of people walking around for 4 days watching golf.
On that note, Brandon, like I remember thinking Tuesday morning, I thought, you know what? I bet you they'll be able to have the course ready to go for the tournament. I wouldn't be shocked if there was no hospitality. Like I believe that on Tuesday. I'm like, It's just going to be anybody coming out. They're going to just have to walk around and watch golf, and there won't be anything else going on.
Instead, it's going to be like it's going off without a hitch. Now, 18 is going to be back up and running, we expect tomorrow. But, yeah, it's going to be the same old party that Wichita is used to for the most part.
And, like from what they did yesterday, I don't know what it looked like when you left the course yesterday, Tommy, but when we left around lunchtime, like 17 looked really different than it does right now. Like there wasn't even the shade. Now, the bleachers survived and were okay, but the amount of shade they've been able to get up in a short amount of time over there really makes me curious to how much improvement they can make on 18 overnight. I think it will be significant.
I think so. It was interesting when my group 17 in the Pro-Am yesterday to play it. You're used to having a handful of people around that are putting finishing touches on the grandstands and everything. There were so many people around 17, and they were working not just on the grandstands, but the groundskeepers were working on the bunkers and working on the green. And we just kind of knew, like, even though we're playing in the Pro-Am, we're the least important people right now in this area. We just play, like, you've got to play around them. And at one point it's like, you know what, let's not even worry about hitting a chip right now because we're in the way of these guys that are trying to get this course ready to go. Let's just move on to the next hole. And that was totally fine.
Yeah, Brandon, it started to, when I first saw and it was before we even got on the air Tuesday. It was like, this tournament's not going to happen. How is this tournament going to happen? Then by the middle of the day Tuesday, it's like, okay, what Tommy said, they'll get this course in playing condition, right? Then it shifted to, oh, hell no, we're playing the Pro-Am on Wednesday. And it's like, really?
My tee time was at 12:30 yesterday. And I remember waiting for an email yesterday morning, the entire morning, saying that it was called off and canceled. And ultimately, the only delay, it was delayed 30 minutes. Tee times were delayed 30 minutes. That was it. And it blows my mind.
My mind. And Jay told us whenever me and Jacob talked to him Tuesday morning, they're talking about engineers coming out here. And I mean, at that point, when you're getting the really smart people involved, you're wondering how bad is it going to be, how significant it's going to be. But I mean, you sit here and you look out at the 10th fairway in front of us, the 18th fairway in front of us, you would never know that anything happened to this place. Now, I know the flooding got really bad on I think it was 7 and on 13.
Correct.
Yeah, and I saw those videos. That made it look like this course was going to be unplayable.
But I think it's back to normal now. Like even when we went through, those holes were closed yesterday for the Pro-Am. They're back open today. But even when we that area, the water had receded enough to where it looked relatively normal for the most part.
Yeah, and fans are going to be out here, as far as we know, going to be able to walk the entire course as if nothing even happened. And, it's just going to be a great party, some great golf as well. There's some really, really high-level golfers out here, and it's setting up for a fantastic weekend.
So we'll have Jay Delling coming by in the next little bit. He's going to chat about the golf that's happened so far. in what's been the early action. They've been playing for about an hour and a half now. We'll also have Tim Fitzgerald in a little later this hour as we continue business as usual on Sports Daily. And Thursdays, we talk a little K-State with Fitz and go powercat.com. So that's all coming up for you. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company. Locations east, west, historic Delano, featuring a rooftop deck, Wichita Brewing Company. It's pizza and beer made here. So we have all of this for you in this hour. We were with you for 4 hours live from this tournament. So we have a lot of time. We've got Zeb monitoring for any video comments. If you have any questions about the facilities or what it might look like if you're planning on or thinking about coming out, you can ask those there. We can probably get you an answer as quickly as anything else can. So we'll come back. We'll have more Sports Daily. It's Jake Ballbrock, Tommy Caster, Brandon Zenner. We got Max in studio producing. We got our guy Zeb out here on site producing. We're ready to party, everybody. We'll be back with more Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Everybody, it is Sports Daily here on KFH. We asked and Zeb delivered, so this gives you a little bit of what you're looking at if you're watching our video stream, which of course is on 12 News Connected. It is on Facebook, YouTube, X. Zeb moved a camera over there so you can see this fan zone where we are, and that's what that container there is. The Una Vida Tequila people. There's the bar we were talking about off to the right there, so that will be fully operational. And then as he turns around, you'll kind of see where we are in conjunction with that. We're right next to where the HTO setup's going to be. And we will be having we'll get off the air here and we'll be ready to party with everybody else. So come say hi. Jay Delling joins us. Jay, what time does 17 open? Remind me, is 11?
All right, let's get back to the bar thing.
I know.
I just said 17.
Oh, I know, but I'm looking over here and I'm thinking, okay, it's the 8 o'clock hour.
You ready for Bloody Mary?
Oh, I'm thinking mimosa during the 8 o'clock hour.
That's a good plan.
And then maybe Bloody Mary to follow that up.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah,
the vodka Arnold Palmer.
I like
right
it.
Has to be.
Get you a Ryan Palmer from HTO. Take it over.
We talked about it off the air that we looked through our employee handbook about social drinking during a radio show, and it nothing explicitly condemns it.
Well, I think they want us hydrated.
Right, I think so too.
Because there's ice cubes in those drinks, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And ice cubes are made of water
most of the time.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's a dumb joke. Jay Delling's here. Jay, I'm going to let's go back to Tuesday morning about 6:30. Let's call it.
I've slept since then.
Do you ever think we were going to have this off more or less without a hitch?
No, quite frankly, because this was a disaster area. It truly was. The carnage that the 157th player in this week's field, called Mother Nature, reared her ugly head 2 nights in a row. But the first night, that early Tuesday morning, was just absolutely destructive. When I got on site Tuesday morning, the first thing I always look at is 18, because I just love the vision of big time golf, right? Which is what we're used to now here in Wichita, the Wichita Open. And I saw too many of the houses, which I never see, and I'm like, why am I seeing this? Oh, because the top of the 18th chalet is no longer there, and it was just in shambles. All the aluminum and glass was just all over the place. And then, once I got here, I came out to 17, and, when you look at 17 from 17T, right, the left third is intact, the right third is pretty much intact, and the middle third is just gone. Again, just bent aluminum and glass, and just a lot of safety issues. And then you look out over the golf course and you see unrooted trees that are 100 years old, and they've been displaced from the ground. And then I did some more research and found out that we had 100-mile-an-hour winds out here. Nobody said anything about a tornado, but it might as well have been.
I mean, a hurricane. It really was.
Yeah.
Like 102 miles an hour. That's a hurricane blowing through. We had enough rain, 4 inches after that. It's just wild. Just wild. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and then yesterday, of course, we played the Pro-Am, and let's I'm sure Dusty talked about it, and he's very humble, but his staff and the staff here at Crestview and the residents around Crestview just absolutely showed up. I mean, people were showing up with chainsaws and just other equipment saying, how can I help? And so how we got the Pro-Am off yesterday, I'll never know.
I'm shocked.
Tommy, you
I'm
played
shocked.
in it.
Yeah. In fact, I was waiting. Our tee time was at 12:30 yesterday afternoon. All morning long, I was waiting for an email saying it wasn't going to happen. You know what I mean? Like I'm obviously thrilled that it did because it was a lot of fun, but I don't think anybody would have faulted anybody here had it been called off.
No, absolutely. And if it would regular, for example, I'm a member at Reflection Ridge. Reflection Ridge was closed obviously Tuesday. It was closed yesterday, and it's also closed today just because golf courses have to wait for the water to recede before the maintenance staff can even get on the golf course to get trees and limbs and benches, stone brick benches that have been picked up and carried to another location because of the wind. It's just destruction all over Wichita in general, but the golf courses have just been almost destroyed. And so when you come out here and you say, yeah, we were able to play the Pro-Am on Wednesday after 2 consecutive nights of just, horrible, severe weather. Even though we closed holes 7 and 13 for great reason. I went out there yesterday and I'm like, yep, I understand why they're closed. You can't even, you can barely get over the bridge on 7, and then the cart path is washed out and you can see the debris line where the lake was up. And in the middle of the fairway on 7, just short of the green, which is the target area for these Korn Ferry pros, right? There was a tree limb, and I kid you not, at least 2 to 3 feet in diameter that was displaced and put in the middle of that fairway. And I'm like, how did that big heavy sucker get there? And so just the amazing job of, Dusty's staff and Crestview and the residents and the Korn Ferry Tour. It's just amazing.
It's funny. We talked about the Pro-Am. Tommy hasn't mentioned his score on the Pro-Am.
Yeah,
There's probably a good reason for that.
Well, I don't think you like to mention plus scores.
Oh, it wasn't plus. we were
Well,
middle of the
that one.
Yeah, it was okay. It was a good round. But I honestly, I always have to tip my cap to these golfers because it's the day before they start this tournament. And I know they do it on the PGA Tour also. They have to have a bunch of idiots walking around with them, hacking at a ball for 6 hours. You mingle with them and shake their hands and help us read putts and things like that. And they don't have to do that sort of thing, but they do. And that's what makes a lot of these tournaments special because they do a lot of these Pro-Ams. But I always tip my cap to those guys for taking time out of their day before the actual tournament gets going in conditions like we had to come and do that. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I played in the Select Pro-Am out here on Monday, and my pro was S.Y. Noh, N-O-H, who's actually up on the leaderboard. I think the last time I looked, he was 2 under through 4. But he's won on the PGA Tour. He's won on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's won on the DP European Tour. He's won on the Asian Tour. And we actually won the Select Pro-Am.
All right.
We got a nice little crystal. Oh,
nice.
It's a wine decanter, which in essence is my wife's now.
Sure.
So I brought it home, and I didn't see it on the cabinet where I put it this morning when I came in.
Yeah,
and what she ultimately told me, she said, well, it looks really good over here with our wine collection. And so there will be wine in it at some point. So anyway, but to your point, at SY, he was really good. His caddy was awesome, reading putts and just giving affirmations and encouragement and things like that. But what I also noticed is it's still a work day for these guys, because SY was, as we were putting, he would just say, hey, let me know if you need me, right? But he was over on other parts of the green, putting in a tee and putting to positions where he knows the pins are going to be this week. But it just reinforced that they're out there and they're doing an amazing service for the game of golf, and that's to serve us knuckleheads, right? The amateurs that are playing, a great appreciation, because he was saying, hey, let me know if you need me, right? But then he goes over there and he's practicing his craft, right? He's getting prepared. It's just like, you two do some preparation before you go on the air or a sportscast on Channel 12. I mean, you just don't show up and it happens, although I'm sure you could pull it off very well.
Yeah, we make work.
But there's some preparation.
There is.
And so it's just amazing to watch and see how they go about doing that.
And the other thing is, too, like, you also like the $1 million purse, right? Like, you have to appreciate all of this other stuff, because if you're a pro, you like the $1 million purse. And so when there's a party, and it may be more distractions than a lot of the stops they play on tour, and you don't care. You want that bag at the end of the day. And that's one of the things that makes the Wichita Open so great is that sort of support builds into making this a destination spot on this tour. And here we are. We're playing golf this morning. How's the morning golf looking?
Morning golf is looking pretty well. We've got, I always like to create drama, right? And so I'm just going to say it. We've got a 59 watch going on. Fabian Gomez.
There we go.
Is 4 under through his first 5 holes. And Fabian's won twice on the PGA Tour. He's won once on the Korn Ferry Tour, and he's got 15 other worldwide wins. So it just goes to show you, people ask me all the time, well, what's the caliber of players that play in Wichita on the Korn Ferry Tour? And it's really broken up into 3 different areas. There's the Pearson Cooties, who, just these young studs, and he had a cup of coffee last year on the PGA Tour. He's going to be back. There is no doubt. You saw it play out.
My God. He was my pro. He was my pro yesterday.
You're pro for 9 holes.
He was phenomenal.
And he's the real thing, right? And so there's that group of young players who are, again, trying to get their games to that level where it will play on the PGA Tour. And the difference in this tour and the PGA Tour is so slim. It really is. In fact, a lot of golf experts will say that they believe that the Korn Ferry Tour is the second best tour in the world.
Really?
Right. That makes sense.
They believe that because, we've got, I think there's 11 players in the field this week who have PGA Tour wins. Nick Watney is one of them, and he's got 4 or 5 wins on the PGA Tour. So anyway, so there's the young guns, and then there's that medium group of like Fabian Gomez, who has had great success on the PGA Tour, but he's just had a couple of off years to where he didn't make it in the 125 on the FedEx rankings last year. So that's why he's on the Korn Ferry Tour. He'll be back next year. There's no doubt he'll be back on the PGA Tour next year, but it gives them a place to play. Before Ben Hogan created this idea of a developmental tour 36 years ago, Fabian Gomez would be playing in mini tour events somewhere in North Dakota this week.
Yeah.
Right. But now they've got a chance to play, as you mentioned, $1 million purse this week. The winner takes home $180,000. What was the purse in 1990, do you think? What was the total purse?
Man.
Just give it a shot.
12,000.
I'm going to say 100,000.
It was 100,000,
okay,
and the winner got 20.
Well, I meant the winner. Yeah, when I said 12, I meant the winner got 12.
Yeah. So Tom Lehman, our first winner back in 1990, cashed a check for $20,000. The total purse was 100,000. So it's just multiplied, that much more 36 years later. Well, we've been $1 million purse for a couple of years, but it's just crazy to see the maturation of this tour, and where it's taken some of these players.
I always like to look at the field before the tournament starts and just pick out the names I recognize from the PGA Tour and guys that have won on tour and things like that. And there are quite a few. I mean, like one name that stood out to me, Andrew Landry's in the field, this week, and he's been a mainstay on the PGA Tour for quite a long time. And there are multiple other players that are like that are in the field here this week.
And so the third group is those guys between, let's say, 45 and 50. For example, Mike Weir, major champion, right? President's Cup captain for the international team last year, played here 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Not because he knows he's not going to compete anymore on the PGA Tour, but what he's doing is he's honing his game for the Champions Tour, and he's a multiple winner now on the Champions Tour, and that's exactly what
he's a Masters champion.
Yes,
but again, like, it ain't a bad day at the office to come tune in and potentially take $100,000 out of it. Let's Sam Stevens played this last year.
Yeah,
which is maybe a fourth tier of which we didn't have that as much this year because we didn't go up against the Open, but then there's that. Well, why wouldn't I just go make a stop and try to get an exemption, obviously, or do whatever it is, because that's a high quality tournament.
Yeah, and Sam Stevens is a great example because the rule on the PGA Tour is Sam Stevens could not have played in this event, even though he wanted to. You can't forego if you're eligible that week on another tour.
Right.
He's a fully exempt member of the PGA Tour. But because he didn't qualify for the U.S. Open last year, it left him open to be able to come back to not only his hometown, but his home golf course.
They're so fun.
Right? What a great story. I mean,
and you know what? I think also going back to a year ago, it worked out perfectly that he didn't win, as much as I love Sam, because then you had another player that has played on the Korn Ferry Tour with, you know what I mean? Like,
who was then going to get their card.
Exactly. Not taking winnings from, somebody else.
Point.
Right.
Great point. Because they think about that too, but yet at the same time, I don't want to say they're selfish, but this is their job. Their job is to get better. I mean, you two are better broadcasters today than you were a year ago, 2 years, right? I mean, it's an evolution.
Me, maybe. I don't really know about.
I was going to say one of us is.
He's already
one of us is.
He's on the downward slide.
True.
Yeah.
We're on the downturn. We're halfway home. Okay. Well, Jay, we're gonna keep checking in with you on the actual golf out there. Maybe one more time here today toward the end of the show. See how the morning is evolving. 59 watch. You heard it here. Jay's predicting a 59 today. I heard him say
What's the winning score, do you think, for the tournament? With the conditions and everything, what do you think?
I put the over under at 19 and I go
always
over.
Yeah. You think better than 19?
I go over because it's soft conditions. It's they're going to be throwing darts.
There's wind this weekend, but man, these guys play through that, don't they?
Yeah, they do. The next couple days won't be too bad. There's going to be some scores posted today.
Yeah. Oh my God, today and tomorrow before the wind comes this weekend, and we'll welcome the wind here. Just give us a little breeze. All right, Jay, we're going to take a break here. We'll check in with you here in just a little bit on the golf. We are just rocking and rolling. We're business as usual as well, which means we should have Tim Fitzgerald in our next segment. Talk a little K-State. Talk a little NCAA repositioning with Fitz when we come back in just a few minutes. We have our golf giveaway. It's out there. Text keyword golf to 20357. That is for a round of 2 out here at Crestview, cart included. You can enter once per day. We'll have another winner picked tomorrow. We've got, 2 winners picked and 2 more to go? I believe that's right, for the month of June. So we're excited about that. Things are starting to get put together here. The party will start, I don't know, what are we, an hour and a half away? 2.5 hours away from the start of the partying out here. But the golf is out here. The golf's here. We're ready to rock and roll. We've got Sports Daily for you live until 11 o'clock, and we'll be right back.
$97.5.
Lightning, Hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 8-3-10-1 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
KFH. And now, digging deeper with the teams you follow, it's another Sports Daily Insider interview on KFH.
And we are back here on Sports Daily. Jacob Albrock, Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner. It's a full house today from the Wichita Open. Golf is underway. We are joined now by our K-State insider, Tim Fitzgerald. Our goal in life is to make Fitz jealous right now at this moment. Fitz, I got to tell you, man, if you could see where we are right now, and I know you can see behind us, but what you can't see are the two bars set up in this fan zone, ready to rock and roll for a party out here at Crestview. I wish you were here with us, buddy. How are you?
It's in the morning. I don't typically hit the bar until maybe 11 a.m.
You said typically.
Typically. Special occasion.
Sold. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, I was about to say, what are we doing here? Who am I talking to right now? It's that we're getting ready for the tournament. I don't know how much of this weather you guys got up in the Manhattan area, Fitz, but we essentially had a hurricane blow through on Tuesday. And if you haven't seen, this course was a disaster. It looks like a hurricane blew through, and it quite literally did by wind speeds. And they've got it rocking and rolling now. So just a really cool thing happening down here in this part of the world. Did y'all get any of that weather on Tuesday?
I don't believe so. We got a doozy last night. It was like someone turned on the shower full speed for about 30 minutes and then just stopped it. My plants are loving this. I'm not.
We're going to need you to keep that up there if you could. We've had enough here for the next few days. Let's talk K-State. Anything we need to be knowing about on the recruiting trail? Basketball, football, either, as these rules are shifting, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. But any other nuggets that we may have missed in the last week?
Kansas State football recruiting's blown up. Don't even ask me who all has committed in the last week because it's been like every day.
Okay.
They're on quite the roll right now. They've got a good head of steam. They seem to be putting together this class. I think they're around 16 now. And I would have guessed that'd be about their limit on high school kids, but they still got some needs to fill, and they're out there working on it.
As you look at the overall recruiting class, and I know we're in that stage of the summer where you start to get, all of the prognosticators talking about the value of the recruiting class and how it stacks up to other teams in the conference and predictions on win-loss and all of that. As far as you can tell right now in the middle of June, we've still got a couple months to go before they make that trip to Ireland. Where would you put their recruiting class comparative to the other teams in the conference?
I'm not equipped to answer that because I don't monitor the other teams in the conference that much. But I think by K-State standards, this is a really strong class. The oddity, of course, is this is one of the rare years that University of Kansas is getting more players in state. And Kansas State's pivoted to Texas and other surrounding states and have done a really good job with it. And I think this is a really good Kansas State class. And that's my way of saying it doesn't have a bunch of 4- and 5-star kids in it, but it does have players that appear to have an upside of development that could be realized in the next few years at Kansas State.
You talk about in-state guys, but you have a guy like Lincoln Kier from Goodland who's coming in, who is one of the best players in the country. And then right around the corner is a visit for another guy who's in that same stature, and Ian Premer out of Great Bend, who's one of the absolute best players in the entire country as well. Do you have anything on where you think K-State stands with him right now, and how big of a pickup would that be, regardless of some in-state guys going to KU, but that might be the prized possession at this point?
Yeah, you're right. He's kind of one of the big dogs in this class out of the state, and he certainly Ian's gotten has been up there. And what's funny about his recruitment is he's playing it pretty tight to the vest. If you ask Kansas, they think they're going to get him. Iowa State, they think they're going to get him, and Kansas State thinks they're going to get him. There's a lot of smoke here. I don't know where he's going to end up. I know that K-State feels good about it, and KU having two other tight ends in their recruiting class might sway a little bit. I don't know. This kid's playing it pretty quiet, and we'll see what his visit to Manhattan stirs up.
So I want to ask you too, Fitz, just about his recruitment. Kind of goes right into this evolution of revenue sharing and everything else. We're starting to hear from some schools, from administrators. Is K-State putting anything out there yet on how they think this might look for them?
As in percentages, or?
Yeah, I know Travis Goff came out with some hard numbers. I don't know if K-State's done that same sort of thing yet.
They haven't, and I do need to ask about that. But I think most of the Big 12, I didn't see Travis's numbers. I need to go find those. But I think most of the Big 12 is in alignment with how the rev will be shared. So I imagine Kansas State's would be fairly similar. But everyone's going to have their nuances. I bet you Kansas, because culturally basketball's so important, has to address that. I know I read something about Kentucky is struggling with what the SEC level is to football commitment and not ignoring their basketball heritage. So there's some struggles out there for certain programs. I think K-State's pretty straightforward with how it's going to be investing in its sports because football generates the money. It just does.
On that note, though, Fitz, I mean, we've seen Jerome Tang and K-State basketball be able to compete with quite a bit of dollars for some premier players. Obviously, we know about Coleman Hawkins and, the fact that they were able to land PJ Haggerty and, all of this. So while the revenue driver is absolutely football at a majority of these schools, we've seen Kansas State, at least recently, be able to step up in the NIL space. Do you anticipate in some capacity, at least, that being able to continue once we get into this rev share world from a basketball perspective too?
I can't imagine basketball NIL is going to be anything similar to what it is now. Honestly, the market doesn't bear the prices. There's no way to regain this. And I think in a rev share situation and in a actual NIL enforcement environment, we're going to see those numbers drop. But you're correct. K-State has had recruiting luck. I think it'd be well advised to convert that to more on-court fortune if you really want to have people continue to invest, because spending money to spend money doesn't make you more advanced, whether it's a basketball team or some kind of project. You just putting more money in doesn't necessarily make it better.
I just don't understand, Fitz, how this clearinghouse works.
Yeah.
Either like Cooper Flag's value to New Balance is through the roof. So how do you say, how do you have some group saying, oh, hey, this is how much, X, Y, or Z should be worth when you have that particular player with a shoe company? Do you think New Balance regrets their investment?
Hell no. No.
You know what I mean?
No,
how does a clearinghouse tell a company or an NIL, how can you tell them what their dollar's worth? They can tell you. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, but that, you know what, Cooper, that's a legitimate NIL. This kid's going to sell shoes for us. How you're right to the point of how they're going to decide Cooper Flag's legit. Some accountant is going to decide that. I keep coming back to this. How do you compare value between a market like Ames, Iowa, or Manhattan, Kansas, compared to, Los Angeles or, Georgetown? They're just such radically different media markets and advertising markets. Values aren't comparative. They never have been. Look at baseball media rights. Kansas City gets what the media market, delivers, and so does New York. So I don't know how this is going to work, but you certainly need some rules because no rules ain't working.
NIL aside, we've seen what Jerome Tang has been able to do this offseason. Where does their roster stand right now? What else could they be looking for? Certainly, bigs are probably in the question. Just where do things stand with K-State men's basketball as we are smack dab in the middle of the offseason for them now?
Yeah, they're looking for one more big. Technically, they're full on scholarships, but you can also go to 15 now. I don't know that they will. They have a plan. Let's put it that way. But they're still searching for one more big, and that's going to be an interesting process because pickings are getting a little slim. We saw a decommit from NC State from a player out of the Congo that K-State had been recruiting. Something's going on with him. It's not decommit. He actually signed. He's trying to get a release. So it's just an ongoing process. But by Kansas State's standards, they've been going into August and even into the first semester recruiting in Jerome Tang's first 3 years. So if they can wrap up their, by the end of July, if they're totally wrapped up on their roster, that's going to be a huge step ahead of where they've been the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think I agree, Fitz. I think it's another collection of players that, we thought last year's would fit together well, but this year's seem like they'll fit with Jerome Tang well as much as each other. What do you guys have going for us at Go PowerCat?
Oh, boy. My guys are trying to keep up with the football recruiting.
Good luck.
We're at 50% off right now for a VIP annual subscription. And it's a pretty good time to get it because there's a lot of stuff cooking behind the scenes. We are cranking out VIP product like crazy for our subscribers. And of course, we'll be doing a lot of podcast work as this all develops, but we're also trying to find a little summer for ourselves.
It's going to be fun one way or the other. Maybe stressful. Fitz, go find Fitz at Life of Fitz. Go find all the great work at Go PowerCat. We appreciate it. Stay jealous.
They call it a bar because you can hang on it. Have fun, boys.
That's right. We will. Thanks, Fitz. There goes Tim Fitzgerald, our K-State insider. Yeah, everybody should be jealous. If I were you, what would Tommy show off the new hat? These are the hats for sale this year, yes?
I believe so.
I just saw a white one with a red bill.
Yeah, they've got new designs and I believe the brand is Hui hats, Hui brand. And so this was part of the Pro-Am offerings.
I think those are going to be for sale.
I believe they are.
I think they're just right at the entrance too. Last year we had ICT and the other one said
this was last year's ICT.
And then one said 17, right?
One said 17. I had a red one that said open.
That's right. Yeah. So there's some cool hats and some cool sweat. This is the one from like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
With the propeller, the trophy. It's my sweating hat.
And the first group of the day is making their way up 18 right now. So now we have action on every single hole on the course, and we're starting to see some people pile down, walk past us to 17.
That right there is the reason why we're doing all 4 hours live today, because if we were, off the air at 9, we'd, and replaying our show from 9 to 11, we would have missed most of the action.
Well, yeah, and we're in a spot now where we've got golf behind us. Last year we were kind of the other direction and you were finishing. It's got to look different for these guys who have played this tournament before, but yes, we're going to be today and tomorrow in a position to, I can see the flag down there to see how close these guys can get it. These are their drives. Yes, Tommy? These will be their second.
Yeah, we had 2 people in the fairway and 1 in the right rough. So,
this, if you've played out at this course before, the members and people who play this course, they play this as a par 5. This is typically a par 5. The pros play it as a par 4.
And get there in 2 very easily. Is this guy, whoever that is just about to do. Let's see if he goes left. Oh, man, I think he did. I think he missed it. All right, we'll come back. We got more Sports Daily, another hour live for you. Don't go away. We'll be here.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily with Jacob Albrock and Tommy Kester.
All right, you're looking right now. That is 18 fairway that we've got you looking at, and there are golfers coming through. We're about to have another group tee off, so that'll be here they come. You'll see them walking behind us, so we'll leave this shot up. So this is where we are now today and tomorrow, all 4 hours of the program live out here from Crestview Country Club, as we are just so happy. Honestly, I think everybody is just breathing a sigh of relief that things are pretty close to normal after what we saw come through on Tuesday. So you will see these golfers coming through here on 18, should be right now. I don't know if you can see them walking. Sorry, my screen's a little small back there, and here they come. So we are with you. We want to say real quick, the Summer Concert Series is back at the Capitol Federal Amphitheater in Andover, just down the road from where we are right now. The series returns tomorrow. June 20th. That'll be next Friday. That is tomorrow. That's tomorrow. Yeah, with Across the Pond live on stage. Gates open at 6:30. The show starts at 8. You'll have free live music. Food trucks will be out there. Friday night fun all summer long. You can find the full schedule at knssradio.com. So that's happening.
Come out here, enjoy a Friday afternoon of golf, and then right down the road to the amphitheater for the Summer Concert Series.
Lots of water as you're also having some fun. It's going to be a little warm, a little steamy, but not anything we're not used to. It won't be as hot, honestly, as most years out here, but that humidity will be peak. But right now, guys, like the breeze is nice. The shade, we're in the shade now. I don't know if you are yet.
I'm
Tommy.
not. I hopefully will be shortly.
But the shade has made it over to us, and I got to tell you, like in the now, granted, it's only 75 degrees, but in the shade is a big difference, and there's lots of shade, so you guys can't see it. So all the damage done to 17, they've got shade back up over at 17. There is shade in this party zone where we are. So if you're coming to 17, you can come in here, and I would highly recommend it. So you can also have some shade in here. And, 18 today, if you missed earlier in the show, Dusty Buell told us 18 is going to be closed today. The chalet will be closed today, but they should have it back up tomorrow. That's pretty good timing. They spent all their time yesterday getting 17 back in order. So just be ready for business as usual by the weekend. May look a little bit different today and tomorrow, but not too bad, honestly. Like I just can't believe what they've done. So we've got 2 more hours with you. We'll check back in with Jay Delling at some point to see how the golf is going. There's a shot of the fan zone, the 19th hole. It's being called this year. There's a full bar, and can you see us here? Or is that the other way? Are we waving? That's that way. So you see that bar down there. That's like a mobile. If you were at the NCAA festivities down by Interest Bank Arena, it looks just like that. You'll know when you see it, but it'll be fun. We've got Jay Delling. He'll stop back by. We'll see if anybody else from the Open we want to drag down here, and so that'll be good. We're just ready to rock and roll, boys, and talk some sports. So we'll talk a little bit more about the Royals. We will talk a little bit more about the NBA Finals, which we haven't even gotten to. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, locations east-west, historic Delano, featuring a rooftop deck. Wichita Brewing Company, it's pizza beer made here. But, Tommy, you were out here yesterday. We've mentioned that a few times, and it's even better than it was yesterday. They worked until they couldn't work anymore.
Yeah, the quality of golf, and I go back to what Jay Delling was talking about in our last hour about just not only the conditions of the course and the way that they worked and put everything back together, but just the quality of the golf. I mean, while the Korn Ferry Tour is the step below the PGA Tour, you've got really, really great golfers that are playing in this tournament, high quality, former PGA Tour winners, guys that will be on the PGA Tour. It's a good mix, and so I've heard before from people every once in a while that are like, I don't know if I want to go out and watch that. You're talking about great golf. Even if you're not a golf fan, just to appreciate the hustle and the grind of these players who are out here that are, not only trying to play for that purse that we talked about last hour, Jacob, but just, the status to get to the next level, to be a PGA Tour winner, to potentially compete and win major championships. I mean, that's what this kind of tournament does.
These are some of the top 500 golfers in the world. Most
Absolutely.
of them, I mean, you're talking top 300, top 200. Some of these guys by the end of the year will be in the top 100. The group that just walked by us is combined 11 under through 8 holes. So So I mean, we're there's going to be some scores put up. So even if, I mean, it's not Scotty Scheffler, Colin Morikawa, Xander Schauffele, but I mean, these guys are going to be playing alongside them. And
all three of those guys, by the way, playing on this event.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been here before. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, there's going to be just some great golf and some great scores in its own right, and definitely some shots that are going to make you jealous.
We're starting to see some walkers here for the first time too, walking the tour, which is always a very popular thing to do. Probably families, I would imagine, of some of these golfers out just ready to walk the 9 or walk the 18. You can do that too. You know, we talk about the parties all the time. There are a lot of people that just come for the golf. It is a golf tournament, and the conditions are good. If you want to see a lot of birdies, probably plenty of eagles, quite honestly, I would imagine on this. So it's going to be a blast. We're excited to be out here live with you guys as well as we make our way through. So we will get you ready for Royals. We talked Royals way back. Well, it's been 2 hours ago now when we talked the Royals. So we'll have them. We'll have an NBA Finals preview, Game 6 tonight. Brandon, you were browsing around a little bit. Is Tyrese Halliburton going to play?
He's been listed as questionable, and that's all from any of the reputable sources that we've heard so far. Now there will be a morning shoot-arounds and whatnot, so we'll probably get some more news, I'd imagine, in the next couple hours, and then there will be pregame press conferences with the coaches probably around 4 o'clock. So we'll have a more likely answer in the next coming hours, and then obviously about an hour till tip-off will be an official designation. But, I mean, season on the line. I can't imagine Tyrese Halliburton does not play. His press conference yesterday, he made it sound like he's doing anything he can to make sure he's feeling comfortable and will be playing.
Vegas knows these things. Vegas has this as a 6.5 point line.
He's playing. Then he's playing. There's no doubt about it.
I'm looking at the.
It was 9.5 for Game 5.
It's
and he
6.5 at India. Like he gonna play. If he wasn't playing, if they had any indication he wasn't playing, that's going to be what a 10-point line, probably 12.
12 probably.
Yeah.
So, I'm not well versed on line movements in the NBA because they're always hurt and taking days off and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that tells me he's going to play. Now, the question becomes, though, okay, he's going to play on a bum calf. That's a tall order, but, we keep saying it's a tall order for Indiana, and they keep winning games. They should have been up 3-1 in this series. Didn't get it done. Now they're down 3-2. This could go 7. I don't know. Let's just make a call here. I will say we'll get high drama. Halliburton's flu game. We're going 7 games.
No, I think the Thunder take it tonight. I think that even if Halliburton plays, he was largely ineffective in Game 5. And we knew we didn't know exactly what the issue was, but he didn't look right. And I can't imagine even a couple of days removed from that, he's going to be back to 100%. I think the Thunder take full advantage of that. I don't think Halliburton's going to be – he might play. I don't think he'll be super effective. I think we'll see a repeat of Game 5. I think the Thunder win.
It's funny, Tommy, you and me were sitting there talking Monday morning about the keys to win, and we talked about Jalen Williams. If he scores over 20 points there, I believe in the Thunder get it done. He went off for 40. Yeah. So call us magicians or whatnot. We can be able to predict these things. I think the Thunder are going to be able to just get it done. Halliburton, he might be able to do stuff offensively, but trying to guard those guys. But with that calf, we saw what it was like in Game 5. I can't imagine now Game 6 where he has been able to get some treatment. But
and how ridiculous, by the way, is it the narrative about Jalen Williams being like the second fiddle to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Yeah, we did. Like, why do we have to have a Batman and Robin? Why can't you just have 2 Batmans? Because they do, right? Like we do it all the time. We do it every time there's 2 good players. We did it with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Like every time a team has 2 good players, it's like we have to say, well, here's the top guy, and then this other guy's number. No,
that's how I feel about our show. We're both
right.
We're both Batman.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're both there, and why can't the NBA teams do the same thing? I mean, if
I'm Chet Holmgren, that's fine with me.
Chet ain't there yet with those guys.
Well, he's number 3.
Number 3? Yeah. That'll work.
Who's that?
Chet?
Batman, Robin, and who's the third?
Batgirl?
Catwoman?
You could be Batgirl.
Catwoman? I don't know.
Catwoman's like evil. Isn't she
not
a villain?
always, right?
I don't know.
Was it Alicia Silverstone that played Catwoman? She wasn't evil. Am I right on that, Zeb? Oh, Zeb has. I can't believe no. The Batman movie with when it was Clooney was Batman. Wasn't that Alicia Silverstone?
I thought wasn't Halle Berry Catwoman?
She was a Catwoman.
Gonna be Halle Berry.
She was a Catwoman. She was not all bad, right? I don't remember. There've been 864 Batman movies. But
so yeah, but give me Thunder as we were talking.
Yeah.
So you're Thunder. So Thunder. I'll take pay. I just feel like I like a good story, and I could see that being a good story that they were able to get. And then I think Oklahoma City will take it. Obviously, if for whatever reason none of us think it'll happen that Halliburton doesn't play. If you don't think he's going to play, then get it at 6.5 right now. That's the play there. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll go back to the Royals. We haven't talked that in a while here on Sports Daily. Stick around. We're here for another couple hours live from the Wichita Open. See you in a minute.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Is on KFH.
All right, welcome back out, everybody, to Crestview Country Club, the Wichita Open. We are live with you another hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, and it is picking up a little bit. I'm just telling you, if you're coming out here, this new setup for the fan zone, if you remember what it looked like last year, is even better. We were just talking to our friends over there with Una Vida about everything, and I think everybody's got kind of the same energy. Like we're feeling like this is going to be a really good spot for the next 4 days.
Really good spot. Look at this.
Oh yeah, we have some bottles here.
Una Vida tequila bowl.
These
you
are
can pour
empty.
that in your coffee.
These are empty. I'm out of coffee. Well, we got to stay hydrated out here. But we want to say thanks to them because they're going to be out here. They'll be our neighbors for the next 4 days. This is going to be fun. There's a DJ setup, I believe. Is that what I'm looking at over there, Zeb? Yep. We'll have a little music. Our goal over here, my goal, Tommy probably doesn't agree with me on this, Brandon might not, is to annoy the golfers. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I love this event for the city. I love this event for all the people who pour their heart and soul into this thing. And the reason it's so successful is because of the atmosphere that's set up outside of the golf. The golf's happening too. That's why we have $1 million purse. That's why we have all these things that we have. So let's make it a little noisy for them. And I'll tell you this too, and Brandon, you've probably heard this for the hundreds of golfers that I've interviewed coming off of 18 over the last 10 years. Most of them, I've never heard anybody say it publicly anyway, they like it. They like that it adds, like it's just like what happens in Phoenix. They like the energy of 17. They like the energy coming all the way through. Like for these guys, like it's an energetic stop on the tour, and it just hands down, they all say the same thing. Like, this was the most fun event on the tour. And so, yeah, let's make a little noise, and some of them might not like it, and that's okay. Like, we're here to have fun.
I think a lot of them going into like it depends on the score they shoot. If they come out and they shoot 7 under, they're going to say it's the most fun round they've ever had. Now, if they shoot over par and didn't have a great day, they're probably going to say they didn't like it. But nonetheless, yeah, the energy is unlike anything these golfers are going to see on any other stop throughout the year. The purse reflects that, and the show out reflects that.
I mean, Tommy, it's not. I mean, it is what it is, right? We know every year, like there's noise over there on 17. Like 18's usually a little more like we're finishing the round here.
Reserved. And like, the putt on 18 could make or break a player making the cut or two of where they're going to finish and make money. So it's a little bit of a different environment.
And don't you think that makes it better to be down this way?
Absolutely, because I know where we were last year, where the fan zone was, it got a little rowdy, and I'm sure that in that scenario, when you're on 18, you're focused in on trying to make the cut and win the tournament. So I love the decision to bring things down.
I do too.
Further closer to the tee box on 18.
And the other big thing that this spot will do is, the great thing about 17 and 18 is you're still watching the golf, right? Now in this area, you're watching the golf,
right?
Like if you stop through here at the palm trees or whatever, just to kind of get out of the heat a little bit, get into the shade, do whatever. You turn around, you're watching everybody's approach on 18. You're watching their drive, then you're watching their second shot up to the green. It's just it almost adds this third place to watch golf that's sort of new this year. And I think the other added element, of course, is how much work went into making the repairs that had to be made to this facility, and just it's unbelievable. And the course looks fantastic. The course looks, you played it yesterday, Tommy. The course looks to the eye it's like it's a totally different world right now. It looks fine. It looks good. I mean, the mud is in the rough,
right?
But the fairways and it looks fantastic.
The greens were perfect. They rolled beautifully yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, there were some of the lower spots on the fairway that were a little soggy still. Yeah. And I would imagine the golfers may have to deal with that a little bit today, maybe tomorrow. Probably not going to have quite the amount of rollout in the fairways that you become accustomed to on this course during this tournament. But, and Jay Delling made this point in our last hour, that you're going to have people firing at pins because the greens are going to hold. They're not going to get super fast, and you're not going to have a whole lot of runoff on the greens either. So posting scores is probably, going to be possible. It's going to be something that's going to be happening as the weekend goes on.
Yeah, this will be fun. We know it's going to be fun. Let's talk a little bit about the sports world, and we'll bring in, I know, we may run down Dusty Buell again. One quick housekeeping note for the tournament before we get to the Royals here is that 18 will be closed today. So the Chalet at 18, that won't open today. Everything else is open the way it always is. Some of the chalets will be different on 17, but there's still seating out there, right? So you may just not have an air conditioner, but everything else is going to be the same. Then tomorrow, the plan is to get that back open. And Dusty told us earlier, as soon as the golf is done today, like the crew's right back at it to go try to make the repairs to 18 that they were able to make to 17, which look great if you saw the way they looked a couple of days ago. So we're rocking and rolling here, and we're making the best of a situation. It felt like it was going to be, we just got to make the best of it. No, now it's going to be pretty normal. It's going to be pretty normal. All right, let's talk Royals. Winners last night. They score some runs, 2 games in a row here where they score 6 runs. This is really, I think, and Brandon, I don't know if you guys agree with me, I think what we're seeing this week is closer to what we will see the rest of the way from the offense. Basically what we saw 2 weeks ago when Cags got called up, not that he's been directly involved with much of it yet, but the way the offense performed in that first week is, I think, closer to the normal, not what we saw last week, which was closer to, to prior. And that's sort of a bold statement because we've certainly seen more of the struggles, but to me, it's just seeing Salvi start to hit a little bit, starting to see Bobby Witt Jr. find his power a little bit. Just those 2 things alone are going to add a ton to the offense. If Cags ever hits, that's another, that's as much as anything they'd go find on the dead. So I think the offense will be better down the stretch than it has been basically all year prior to it.
Yeah, it's going to be better. I think it's somewhere in between. We're not going to get Salvi 2 home runs every day. We're not going to see this team score 0 runs every day, although they have shown the ability to do that throughout the year. If anything, it's just people finding their feet. Salvi has been heating up as of late. Vinny is still playing pretty well. Michael Garcia has been carrying this thing. If Bobby can get a little more pop, he has started with power slow throughout his career, but I mean now we're into June. So if he's going to turn it on and start making an approach towards 30 home runs, I think he's at 8 right now. I think we're going to start to see that tick up as we go into the All-Star break, and that's very, very possible. But if anything, back-to-back games with 6 runs is a sign of encouragement. Now they just got to streak together throughout the rest of this road trip. But starting 2-0, you're not going to complain about that.
I think that one of the other things too about Salvi that is really important is that there may not be a more predictable batter in the major leagues than Salvi.
Yep.
Like pitchers know how to attack him. And they put this stat up on the broadcast last night that I think he's the 3rd highest batter in the major leagues with pitches that are out of the zone. Nobody pitches to him because they know he chases. Historically, they know, and he does have the highest chase rate in Major League Baseball this season. So those 2 stats correlate. But recently, and there was I know there was one at bat of his last night where he worked the count 3-0, showed a lot of patience, and then I think Corbin was still pitching, and ultimately, Corbin got it back to 3-2, and then threw a nasty slider that Salvi chased and struck out. That's going to happen. That's Salvador Perez. But recently, he's shown more patience, and with that patience, his production has increased as well.
Sure.
And so it's interesting to be talking about a 36-year-old guy in this way, where you want to see him develop better patience at the plate. He should already be doing that, but he hadn't, over the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks, but recently, the last few games, he has more often than he hasn't.
And this is a Jack Caglione conversation. Salvador Perez, a Hall of Famer. He's chased his entire career. He is the outlier. There are not very many players that can do what he's done offensively and chase as many pitches as he chases. And so I say that to say, here's a Hall of Famer. Even when he's doing it a little too much, this thing that he does anyway, he's not effective. So Jack Caglione was not the top prospect in baseball, when a lot of times guys with his kind of power are the top prospects in baseball. Why? Because he chases. He chased in college. He chased in minor leagues. He chased everywhere. He won't have time to develop patience and learn down there. He's going to have to do it up here. And he can sit there and stare at Salvador Perez and say, man, that's a Hall of Famer. That if he crosses that line that he's already pretty good at anyway compared to most, he can't do it. So, I mean, if you're you're just going to have to sit there and see pitches if you're Cags, probably hit behind in a lot of counts. That's a lot to ask for a young player. But, man, Salvador Perez is the guy that can help him through it, because he does the same thing. There's just not very many people that can. The Royals happen to have one in Salvador Perez.
Also, the reason when you look at Cags and you talk to the experts, the Jalen Thompsons of the world, the people who know this game inside and out, the reason Cags chases is because his bat-to-ball skills are incredible. I mean, you're talking elite levels.
And so where a younger Salvador Perez is.
Yes, yeah. and so he chases, but that's because when he can barrel up balls outside the zone and hit them places where only two other guys in this world can. He's compared to Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani with his bat for a reason. So the chase rate is probably going to be high with Cags throughout his career. He's had a solid start to his career. I think he's going to start coming into his own, but we have yet to see the power show up with getting over the fence. And that when that starts to come, I think people are going to realize why he was the kind of prospect that he was.
And don't you think, too, that it is super valuable for Jack Caglione to be around Salvador Perez for that reason alone? Because, if I'm Salvi, I'm taking Jack under my wing and I'm saying, look, when I was your age, kid, my bat to ball skills were incredible. I could chase pitches and I could get him out of the park, or I could be productive in that regard. Now that I'm 36, take a look at kind of my struggles. I can't get to the ball the way that I used to 10, 12 years ago and be as productive. So I've had to develop more patience. And it's, I think, a bag of mixed results for Salvi so far as that patience is concerned. But Jack Caglione in his young career ought to look at Salvador Perez as the example of, hey, right now in my prime, in my younger days, I can get after anything. They don't have to throw me a ball in the zone and I can get it. Eventually that may not be the case.
And some of it's also luck. In that first game in Texas, Michael Garcia hit a ball, I think 411 feet that did not leave the park. Right. Salvador Perez hit a ball 360 feet that did leave the park as part of a 2-home run game. So, but I love Salvi taking Jack on under his wing and saying, hey, I've gotten away with this. You have better bat to ball skills than I even do. And so just be yourself. And
be yourself, but learn too, because he can watch a guy like Vinny Pasquantino, who's not a big chase guy, and it's made him a big leaguer. I mean, if he chased, never making it out of AAA. Bobby Witt Jr. exploded into one of the best players in baseball because he lifted his average and he became a more patient hitter. What if Cags can become a more patient hitter? Like, what if he develops the skill that Albert Pujols and some of the great sluggers of all time had, where they'll take the walk. Like, if it's not in the zone, they had such plate discipline that they did not swing at pitches that weren't strikes. Like, that would elevate him, I think, to that level of like, okay, this guy now with that kind of power and that kind of patience. I don't know if he'll ever get there, and I think he'll be okay long term if he doesn't. But he can watch some of these other guys like Vinny Pasquantino at the same time and be like, but man, that dude's always he's always swinging at good pitches. Like, they're always giving him good pitches because I don't know. He's such an interesting player in such an interesting place. And I love that they called him up. They needed to call him up. They should have done it. It was the right decision. No matter what happens, it was the right decision. Now it's kind of up to him. Like, what do you do with this opportunity? They're not putting any pressure on him. And the more Salvi and Bobby and these guys hit, it'll take. I mean, basically, you got to be better than MJ Melendez or Hunter Renfroe, which is not a tall order.
No, it's not.
But it doesn't have to be more than that. It really doesn't. Like, they don't, like, the conversation's easy with Cotrero every day. Like, dude, we don't need you to come in and be our cleanup hitter. I don't care if you never move out of the 6 or 7 spot this year. Just learn how to be a big league hitter and provide the threat down at the bottom of the lineup.
I was a big advocate when he first got called up that I felt like they needed to have him higher in the lineup.
For protection, though.
Right, for protection. But I even, as recently as maybe a week ago, thought that maybe the 5-hole would be the right thing to do. And when Salvi was struggling, moving Salvi down in the lineup. But at this point in Cags' development, I've shifted off of that. And I think keeping him where he's at 6, or maybe even bumping him down to 7 at this point.
I just want him protected,
Yeah,
though. Like, I don't want him to hit around Drew Waters and I don't know, whoever else, Freddie Fermin, Kyle Isbell. Like, you got to protect him a little bit, or he really won't get any pitches.
John Rave.
Yeah, he's fine. Like, I don't think people are impatient. I don't get that sense. No. I mean, I haven't. I don't know if you have, Brent. Like, I don't get the sense that the world or fans or anybody is like, oh, this guy can't. Like, I think everybody's pretty good with this. Come up. You're going to have to learn how to be a big league hitter. I don't think he's going to hit more than 10 home runs. I don't think. That's okay. Like, because next year, if he takes the jump that Bobby and Benny and these other guys took, they're going to be in a great position. He just still has to take that step, though. It's not a sure thing. Bobby Witt Jr. was as close to a sure thing in baseball as you can get. Like, that's, if there is such a thing as can't miss, it's him. Cags is not that at all. Not even close to that. Cags is still like Chris Davis, or like, there's still a lot of that other world, that Joey Gallo, not that they're the same player, but like guys that were big time prospects that just couldn't ever figure out big league. Like, that's still very much on the table. So I really hope people chill with expectations with him. And they are right now. Nobody's impatient right now. But if they go through a couple weeks of that stretch, they're falling out of playoff position, and he continues to come along slowly, people probably will, and I think that's the wrong approach.
Yeah, Bobby was the number 2 pick out of high school. Jack was the number 6 pick, and I believe he might – I don't know his age. He might be older than Bobby.
They're pretty close.
Pretty close to the same age.
Yeah, they're pretty close. So how much development will there be for Jack versus how much of just untapping the potential that he already has in him? It's gonna be – their paths are going to be completely different. Him and Bobby, we already saw it. Jack was in the minors for 2 months, and Bobby was in it for over a year. But yeah, it's a really fun group for Cags to be able to be around. Bobby, another highly touted prospect. We talked about it with Salvi. Vinny, I think, is another guy that has taken Cags under his wing. And fans aren't impatient; they just want to see him hit home runs. That's all it is. And it's not we need you to hit home runs. We just want to see it because it's going to be electric when he's going to have a week where he hits 4 home runs.
Probably, but again, I don't think the total's getting like out of this world. Like, he's not going to go down the stretch here and hit 20 home runs. I agree with you. He'll have a chance over time to have one of those weeks, and we'll lose our minds. And I mean, maybe it happens, but just preach caution with the young fella, because they need to have caution. All right. So we are at the Wichita Open, as you can see, or hear if you're just tuning in on the radio on KFH. We are having a lot of fun. We're here live throughout. We are set up with the people having the most fun out here, which will be the Univita and Exclusive and everybody. We've got a booth over at HTO, which everybody knows is another world for me. And we're giving away a big Yeti cooler.
I love that.
Speaking of big, did you see the group that just walked past us?
That was a big group.
Well, there was one guy who's probably 5'8", 5'9", and then another guy who looked like he could have been playing right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs.
I love that about golf.
So I love it.
I love that about golf. But we'll give away. So we're not going to do a regular HTO giveaway like we normally do, because if you come out here, we're giving away a Yeti cooler. So come out here and you'll have a chance to win a Yeti cooler. So do that. We'll have all kinds of fun stuff for you here. You mentioned the Chiefs, attack for the Chiefs. Let's talk Chiefs. Minicamp, mandatory. It's mandatory. They're there. Trey Smith's there. Yes, no holdouts or anything like that.
He's there. Travis Kelce is there. We can dive into his comments.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go. Travis Kelce. A lot of the conversation was about Travis Kelce yesterday, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. I think expectations for him are as interesting as anything else with the Chiefs other than left tackle. So we'll dig into those as that minicamp is underway. That's as we make our way through these last couple hours here on Sports Daily, live for you from the Wichita Open. Don't go away. We'll come right back.
97.5 and 1240 KF.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. KFC.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
It's official. Computer default is traffic pursuit.
Oh my god,
Investigate TV Plus begins with
and accessory needs. Not only can the experts at Computer Default
we investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Plus, something is spend an arm and a leg getting what works for you here. Whether it's a computer or tablet, a printer
My daughter
or a
was
monitor,
dying in front of me.
what was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV
The way
Plus,
computer shopping
weekdays
should
at
be at
3:30
Lincoln
p.m.
and Woodlawn.
on
It's Computer
KWCH.
Depot.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lives from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
That easy. Just fill your legacy box with all your analog media. Send it to our headquarters in Tennessee, where we give you everything 5 days. built into your original, which you guys deserve, stored in the cloud. Download, share your memories, anytime, anywhere. Join the millions of families of Legacy Hub. Go to legacyhub.com/value for 10% off. That's legacyhub.com/value for 10% off.
Commercials all over.
I haven't got all day.
869-1240.
Time.
It's Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is the Wichita Open edition of Sports Daily out here today until 11, tomorrow 7 to 11, and we are so glad to be here just because when you saw it Tuesday, you didn't know if it was even going to happen. And not only is it going to happen, it's going to happen pretty close to business as usual, which is...
Did you just see our video stream, by the way?
So
there's the graphic.
Oh, yeah, you guys just now noticed that?
That you clearly birdied and I didn't.
Oh, you didn't see that?
You
Yeah.
beat me. And then there was a golf ball that swept across the
Yeah,
screen.
I've been seeing that the whole time.
That's
Zeb's
pretty-
working magic. What I need everybody to know is this is
that's just Tommy's 4 over.
pretty normal.
I don't like that at all.
Jacob's in the red. You're
Yeah.
3 under.
So you beat me by
realistic.
7. I don't like that.
Realistic. Oh, that's just the front 9.
Yeah.
That's just the front 9.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, Zeb's got animations in there for us, looking good. It's just I'm so glad all this is happening and we're here and it just feels awesome. Let's talk minicamp. Let's talk Chiefs. There hasn't been a lot to talk about with the Chiefs. You know, we don't go the month of May and June with as little Chiefs talk as we've probably gone this year, like ever. And it's because like nothing has changed. They're healthy. That's changed. They basically get to add Rashee Rice to the offense that finally got healthy toward the end of the year last year. And all the talk is about Travis Kelce. But, guys, I just don't think it needs to be much from Kelce this year. Like, Kelce's going to have a different role than he's ever had before with the Chiefs, and I think that's probably a good thing.
That being said, though, I mean, he was he's been very acclaimed during minicamp so far.
Because he's going to be a receiver.
But with the shape that he's in and the way that he looks compared to even the prior year, I think knowing, and it kind of actually relates a little bit to our conversation in the last segment about Salvador Perez, you know, and how he's changed over the years and getting older. Same thing with Travis Kelce. And I think something clicked with him, at least the way that it sounds, something clicked with him after that Super Bowl loss, where he was like, man, if I'm going to keep doing this, even for one more year, I've got to get myself in better shape to be productive.
See, I think it's different shape. I find it very hard to believe that a dude that's wired like Travis Kelce was out of shape, but they don't like, he looked more like a tight end that can still line up and block last year. And the fact that this is happening tells me, maybe you disagree, but like, he's looking like he's going to focus in on being a receiver first. And that's different for him because he's a great receiver. He's one of the greatest receiving tight ends we've ever seen, but he's also a great blocker and a great tight end, right? He's a great at the other part of being a tight end. I mean, if he's going to be in that kind of shape, like he's not lining up and stopping an edge rusher. If he's going to lose weight and do all these things, it tells me the Chiefs plan on making him more of a receiving threat and less of a blocking tight end this year.
Well, there were also the reports of a couple of weeks ago how he's 25 pounds down and whatnot. And then he was asked about it yesterday. He goes, don't believe everything you hear. He is slimmed down a little bit, but I do think his head might have been in other places at the start of last year. He had a lot going on last offseason with the filming of TV shows, the filming of movies. He obviously is in a relationship and all this. And he was traveling all over the place. I do think he came in last year and he's wired for football, but his head was in a little bit of a different place. He seems like he is locked in on this year. And maybe that's because we are looking at what could be potentially the final year of Travis Kelce. We've talked about that for years now, but he's in the last year right now.
And that plays into, I mean,
last year of his contract.
Being in great shape physically and mentally, right? Like being in the right place.
You don't want to go out on a bad note.
Absolutely you don't. And when you have the opportunity to win 3 in a row and that didn't happen and the way in which it did, that can leave a bad taste in your mouth. And clearly it has for Travis Kelce, and he feels like there's unfinished business. But I think he knew that, and maybe it wasn't physical, to that as much in that regard, but clearly mental, getting himself in a position to be able to come in, be singularly focused on this goal, and that is a Super Bowl ring, another one. And he said as much in comments during minicamp that it's all about Super Bowl rings at this point in his career and nothing else.
And it always has been. And I think he knows how to play this game too. Of course, it's always been about Super Bowls. It's always been about winning. There's this feeling that the Chiefs failed. And maybe they did by that standard, but they had the one loss that counts in the regular season. They made it to the Super Bowl and got outplayed in a game. That's it. That's all that happened. And I think he's smart enough where he's going to try. We know the Chiefs are good at this, like chip on the shoulder, like they're so devastated and they just said everything didn't go the way they wanted it to last year. When in reality, Rashee Rice was a bonehead off the field, and then he got hurt, and you didn't have Hollywood Brown, and Isaiah Pacheco was out, and you had one of the worst situations on your blind side blocker for your quarterback that we had in the league, if not the worst last year. All of that stuff was happening. They lost one game in the regular season, and they went to the Super Bowl. Last year was not a disaster. The game against the Broncos.
But they did lose too.
Yeah, that game doesn't count. They should have lost more. They got lucky. I don't want to discount that either. But last year was not a disaster. Okay, it wasn't. And so now this year, they internally are treating it like it was, which is not a bad thing. But the reality is they're healthy. Rice is back. They have to be better at left tackle. They cannot be worse. I guess they could be the same, but they won't be worse because it can't get worse. And they enter this season with no distractions, no injuries of note as of yet. Guys, to me, they're positioning to be better than they were a year ago. I'm not saying they'll only lose one regular season game. That matters. But they're going to be better almost certainly than they were a year ago. Almost certain. I can't. Injuries aside, obviously, I cannot imagine a scenario where they're not. I really can't.
And the point of Travis Kelce as well, it's critical to note how much was placed on him. You just talked about all the injuries. I mean, that Juju Smith-Schuster at some points was wide receiver 1 for this team a year ago. They're going to get back Rashee Rice. Who knows about his suspension at this point, but he is looking like he's going to be healthy for the start of the year. The whole complement of wide receivers at this point will be healthy. This team also didn't have Jared Wiley. Last year he tore his ACL right before the season, and they expected him to come in and be a tight end 3. He's back healthy. They drafted another tight end this year, Jake Brenningstool, who they like a lot, plus Noah Gray. There's just more reinforcements as well this year, so as much shouldn't be asked of Travis Kelce, but instead you're going to have a chance to pick and choose your spots of where you're going to attack with him, keep him fresher so that if you do get back to another Super Bowl, he's able to be effective because he was not himself in the Super Bowl.
Well, and you can't forget about Jacob's boy, Sky Moore, is back.
Is he still there?
I think he's still on the roster. I'm pretty sure
I don't think he's going to make it out of training camp.
Best wide receiver 5 in football, baby.
I don't think he is wide receiver.
It's like wide receiver
the 5th on the depth chart.
Wide receiver 7 on the they've got a lot. But now say that though, and I do, and I believe it. That doesn't mean that the Bills didn't get better. That doesn't mean that the Bengals didn't get better. It doesn't mean that the Ravens didn't get better. It doesn't mean that the Texans didn't get better. It doesn't mean that all of these teams around them, we know the Chargers, the Broncos, and probably the Raiders got better. So, yes, the Chiefs got better, but a lot of teams got better, will have gotten better. So just because they're better doesn't mean they're going to win the Super Bowl. And then you have what goes on in the NFC, of course. So, it's not that I think they're this lock to do something. I just think they'll be better than they were offensively. Now, we're just talking off. I don't know if they'll be better defensively. That's a big ask. But they'll be better offensively than they were a year ago. It's almost a certainty at this point. We'll see what that means big picture. But it's there. I mean, I can't find a scenario offensively where they start that season without catastrophic injury and they're not a much better offense than they were a year ago.
I have always believed that this offseason was going to be predicated, and the success in this regular season was going to be predicated less on personnel and more on scheme. Because I know that there were multiple times that Andy Reid and the coaching staff, they had their hand forced because of the limitations of personnel, injuries, and so on and so forth. But I also felt like there were some schematic improvements and changes that needed to be made to yet again reinvent this offense. We saw it be a pedestrian offense because, again, the injuries played a role in that, but it was a pedestrian, middle-of-the-road offense in the NFL. It shouldn't be when you have a generational quarterback. It has to be better than that. And I think that, yes, if you've got reinforcements from a personnel perspective, help on the offensive line, all of that is extremely important. But I also do think that schematically and play calling wise, there are some tweaks that can be made too, where, I mean, let's just face it. I think with Patrick Mahomes now being in the league for, being a starter for 7 years, going into his 8th year and 9th year overall in the league, defenses have that sort of thing figured out. You've got to reinvent the way that you're going out and deploying that offense. So the reinforcements are important. The fact that they've got, better, they got better on the offensive line. I think we'll see that this year. That's all well and good. I think that there's a schematic change that has had to be made during this offseason as well.
Also, last year, the offense was schemed for Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco left early in the season. Rashee Rice left 3 games into the season, and Hollywood Brown made it through exactly 1 snap of the preseason. So, I mean, that's the kind of things that does happen in football. Yeah. Injuries happen. They still found a way to get to the Super Bowl. So I am interested to see if they scheme it up for that exact group with Travis Kelce again and the additions of Jalen Royals. Noah Gray showed what he can be last year.
Yeah.
They have to go out and field him.
Like
this year could be fun on offense.
I certainly don't think that we're going to be seeing the dink and dunk offense that we've honestly come to expect from the Chiefs in the last couple of seasons because they've had to. They haven't had the personnel to be able to do anything other than that. And they haven't had the offensive line either to give Mahomes time to drop back and do other things.
But think about this too with Worthy and Rice and Brown to some degree, but mostly Kelce, Worthy, and Rice together. That's going to take pressure off of left tackle. They don't need as much time. Like developing a play downfield, I don't think all of a sudden this is going to be a bombs away offense. Rice, Worthy, Kelce are all short to intermediate guys that can do things after the catch. We've seen that now from Worthy as the season progressed. Like we all wanted that deep ball, it couldn't connect. Well, then he becomes basically what Rashee Rice was 2 years ago.
Until the Super Bowl when we saw 2 bombs to him.
Right, and maybe they try that a little more often because they can, but they don't have to. Like the left tackle position is going to get a little easier because that ball can be out like that by design. To your point, Tommy, by design, because they have all these players that do, and Juju does this too. It will be a fun year. I think, for me last year, I thought Mahomes was going to have this Herculean season and then all the injuries happened. That's kind of where I'm at now. Like, I feel like Mahomes is going to go ballistic this year. We can talk about running the ball all we want. They ain't going to run the ball very much. Last year they set a record, I believe, in the modern Chiefs era for the amount of carries that they had. As much as we wanted them to run it more, that to me will not be this year. They're not going to run the ball that way this year. This will be more to the 15, 16 running back carries a game.
I think
that's
you
fine.
can.
I'm fine with it.
I think you can tell that just in the way that they have compiled their running back room.
Yes.
Right. I mean, like when your main acquisition is Elijah Mitchell, who hasn't played in 2 years or whatever, they bring back Kareem Hunt.
They drafted Brashard Smith.
Right. I thought going into this offseason that they needed to attack running back more, and they didn't. And that just tells me that they're not going to prioritize that.
And because they don't have to. Now, last year, it was like, well, they really need to, and they had to go get Kareem Hunt and do all that stuff. Right now, as of, June 19th, they don't need to do that. They may need to do it at some point like they did last year, but it just seems unlikely to me that they're going to have to do that. All right, so we are continuing coverage here from the Wichita Open on Sports Daily.
My wife is here. My wife showed up. Hi, honey.
Hello, Morgan. How are you? Do we have permission for a cocktail yet? Are we in the clear on that?
I saw the first.
Oh, we got a nod.
The first 2 cocktails were passed out just as we were starting.
Here we go.
Let's go.
Here we go. The party's starting out here at the Wichita Open. Brandon and Tommy are going to take you the rest of the way. I'm going to go get set up next door at our HTO tent. So we'll see everybody out here. Come join us for the party. Another hour of Sports Daily coming your way.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily with Jacob Albrock and Tommy Kester.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is Sports Daily, live from the Wichita Open here at Crestview Country Club. Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner, Jacob Albrock's been with us all morning long. He'll be getting things set up for HTO here at the Fan Zone, the 19th hole here at the Wichita Open. Max Power is back in our studio producing the program. Thanks to Max. Thanks to Zeb, our on-site producer, our promotions director for Odyssey, making everything possible for us to be broadcasting live here on site from the Wichita Open. This is, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, Brandon, all morning long about how it's been a struggle to get to this point over the last 48 hours. But now that we're here, now that the golf is underway, it feels like the Wichita Open as normal.
Yeah, it really does, and you can see the action is starting to pick up. More and more people are making their way on the ground, just walking in front of us. We have a whole 10 in front of us that we're looking at. You see people walking by and walking with those groups, and then the amount of people that are making their way down 18 and just standing here watching tee shots, making their way over to 17. It's really starting to pick up as the morning goes along. People piling into the fan zone. The Zeb is going over there. I'm not sure if he's asking for a drink or
I hope he is. I hope he's getting a cocktail.
In the shade, but yep, it's especially as we make our way throughout the day and throughout the weekend. Business as usual here at Crestview.
We're going to have Jay Delling from the Wichita Open join us in our next segment. We had him about 2 hours ago, so we'll get him back in here in our next segment to give us an update on the golf and everything like that. Looks like as of right now, from what I can tell from a leaderboard perspective, 2 players tied for the lead right now early on at 5 under par. You've got S.Y. No, who Jay played with in the Pro-Am on Monday. And then I believe it's Adrian DeMont de Charté. There you go, Shazar.
He, I think, won it 2 years, or no, he lost to Ricky Castillo 2 years ago. But yeah, he was chugging along all weekend.
Say it again, Adrian
DeMont de Charté. You can TJ will fill you in on him tomorrow.
I like that. Okay, so they are currently tied for the lead at 5 under par here out at Crestview. And then you've got a handful of players who are 4 under. Fabian Gomez, 4 under, and then a bunch of other players. And like we talked about with Jay in our last segment when we had him on, there are notable names and PGA Tour guys that are in this field. Russell Knox is a guy that I always think of that has been a longtime PGA Tour mainstay. He's 3 under par. He's 2 shots off the lead right now here early on. So there are a lot of those players out here. Scott Piercy is a PGA Tour mainstay. He's won this tournament before. He's 2 under par. So a lot of great golfers out here in the field. Would absolutely encourage folks, whether it's today, tomorrow, this weekend, a combination of the days, get out here, enjoy the great golf. It's phenomenal. Great talent out here. The grounds are beautiful, especially compared to the way it looked 48 hours ago. And the party is getting ready to kick off as well. The fan zone where we are right now and the hospitality area on 17 will open at 11 o'clock with drinks. And then there is food available for purchase and all of that. The only change from normal with the Wichita Open in years past that we're not having today because of the storms is that the hospitality on the 18th green is closed today. They hope to have that reopened for tomorrow, but today 18 hospitality is closed. The good thing is that if you did have a ticket for 18 and a wristband, you'll be able to go enjoy 17. You'll be able to enjoy the fan zone and all of that too. So that should not dissuade anybody from coming out and enjoying what's set up to be a beautiful day.
And there is a nice breeze out here right now. It feels wonderful. Now we are lucky in the shade. It is going to get hot as this weekend goes on. It's going to be humid. Bring that sunscreen with you. Have the bug spray handy, especially we had a lot of rain and there's a lot of tall grass out here. So just come out, be prepared, make sure you're being safe, stay hydrated. But yeah, a lot of great opportunities to come out here, enjoy some great golf, and enjoy your friends, enjoy a party, and put on for one of the best shows in Wichita.
I would also recommend, sunscreen is a good idea. A hat is a good idea. I would also recommend for probably today, maybe tomorrow, bring shoes that you don't mind getting a little muddy. The course itself is in great shape, but things are still drying out a little bit here, especially in the patron areas where the walkways are and people walking down on the grass. You might get a little mud on your shoes.
There's some on the tow path as well. So just just come out, be prepared. Don't wear your freshest kicks out on the course today, as I say.
Or if you do it, maybe wash them afterwards.
Yeah,
that's probably a good idea. So we love being out here at Crestview Country Club. We want to remind you of the opportunity to win a round of golf for two plus cart here at Crestview. They're a great partner of the program. And so you can get out there and you can play golf on the course where the pros are playing this weekend. All you have to do is text the keyword golf. That's GOLF to the number 20357. We are giving people a chance to win a round for two plus cart. One winner each week. We've already had 2 winners so far. A ton of entries, a lot of people involved in this contest. You can enter once per day. Standard data and message rates do apply. You can get more info on our website at kfhradio.com. Again, that's the keyword golf, GOLF to 20357 for your chance to win a round for two plus carts out here at Crestview. Brandon, I know that you are a golfer yourself. Let's say that you were out playing this tournament, or you're playing golf in general today, with the conditions, with it being a little wet, a little bit sloppy. What do you think these golfers are going to be encountering as they are playing this round?
Yeah, well, what these golfers are encountering, what I'm encountering would be, I'm just trying to hit the ball, hope it goes straight, stays in bounds. But no, there is not going to be, as we were talking previously on the show, there's not going to be as much rollout today. The course is not going to be as firm just because of the amount of saturation we have got throughout the week. So there is not going to be as much rollout in the fairways, not as much rollout on the greens. They're going to be very receptive, which means you're going to see players pick their targets and they're going to fire to those targets because everything's more receptive. It's going to stick. So that you're going to have a chance to see some really, really good scores today and probably at least tomorrow morning. The course will probably start to firm up, I would guess, as the day goes on tomorrow. And then as the temperatures reach into the hundreds, the saturation starts to go away. The course is going to get fast and it's going to get more difficult as we go into the weekend. But yeah, we're gonna have a chance to see some really good scores. I wouldn't be surprised to come out and see someone shoot a 62, a 63, 64 today. We would probably see multiple rounds under 65 today, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think today's the day really to go low. Tomorrow, just looking at my forecast, high of 97 tomorrow, breezy and very warm. You're talking sustained wind gusts at 16, gusting to 36, which honestly for Kansas, it doesn't seem that bad, but for a professional golf tournament, yeah, like they're going to be dealing with the breeze, with the hot weather tomorrow and the wind starting to pick up tomorrow. You are going to see this course firm up some. It's going to be more difficult. So today would be the day, I would think, my guess would be the day that we see these players really firing at the pins to try to get it to stick with the soft conditions and try to post a number today.
Yeah, today, or then maybe the people who get to go off early tomorrow morning, who they're able to get off the course because there's tee times at 6:50.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be people who it's 11 o'clock and their day is already done. They get to go sit around and enjoy what Wichita has to offer. But yeah, there's definitely chances, especially with this course. I mean, these guys are so good. The course is in such great shape. Definitely chances for them to go out and put down some low scores, put them in position going into the weekend in a good spot.
I think the joke always is that if you ever want the summertime to start, wait for the Wichita Open. Yeah. It's always like the first day or even the tournament was pushed back a week this year, right? Mm-hmm. And we held off on really hot weather until this week. So that's always kind of been the joke. You want to wait for summer. The Wichita Open will usher in summertime here in Wichita because today with a high of 90 is the coolest day moving forward. I mean, for a long time, even extended forecast.
Yeah, we've had 1-2 days maybe above 90 or at 90 this year. And of course, we're about to get 4 days in a row, but there's I don't think any weather in the forecast at all. It's just going to be breezy. It's going to be warm, and we call that perfect golf weather in Kansas.
100%. So things are really starting to pick up out here. Obviously, we've been seeing golf around us here on the 18th fairway for the last, hour and a half or so, which is great. We're seeing the fans, the patrons start to show up in larger scale too, walking along the cart path here along the fan zone on the 18th green, as Jay Delling is probably the worst cornhole player I've ever seen in my entire life. but that's okay. That's not why he's here. He's not here to play cornhole. He's here to talk about golf. So we'll have Jay join us in our next segment after this break. But people are starting to show up, and we've got the hospitality going. Everything's gonna be opening up at 11 o'clock. Today's a day. One thing we even neglected to mention, Brandon, is that today is technically a holiday. Today's technically a federal holiday. It's Juneteenth, and so I would imagine there are going to be some folks that are out of work today. And so this is a great opportunity to come out and enjoy yourself on this day.
Yeah, it really is. And then you get, once Friday it's the weekend.
That's the weekend.
We basically, a lot of people are going to be taking extended weekends. That's for sure. The holiday on a Thursday, right into the weekend. I'm expecting we're going to see some great crowds. There are still some opportunities, as Jay was saying and Dusty was saying, to get tickets over on 17 today and Sunday. If you're going to try to do it on Friday or Saturday, good luck. You better do that ASAP. But yeah, still great opportunities. Come walk the course. You can come walk the course. There's trees all around that you can find shade under. Just plenty of great ways to stay cool while you're enjoying some great golf.
It's very comfortable here in the shade, so we enjoy it here in the fan zone. And we're going to talk about the golf. We're going to see. I know Jay predicted a 59 watch the last time he was on. I'm looking at the leaderboard. I'm not sure that's realistic. So we'll get Jay's take on the golf and everything going on here at Crestview Country Club for the Wichita Open after our timeout. And we've got a whole lot more going on for you live from the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club. Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner, Max Power producing the show back in the studio. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Sports Daily here on KFH, live from the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club. If there's any part of the show this morning that you've missed, you can go back and listen to it at any time on the free Odyssey app. You can also watch our video stream. We are on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, simulcasting on the 12 News Connected app as well. So I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. Also, wave to the camera, gentlemen. Appreciate everybody tuning in to our video stream as well. Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner, Max Power back in the studio producing the show. Jay Delling, All Things Media, Wichita Open. We had you in a couple of hours ago, and things have changed slightly as far as the leaderboard is concerned from the last time we saw you, but we're looking at scores right now, at least around 5 under, leading the way.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys at 5 under. SY No, good story there. He's won every place he's been. He's won on the PGA Tour. He's won on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's won on the DP European Tour. He's won on the Asian Tour. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He was my pro in the Select Pro-Am on Monday, so I've got
led you to victory, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he had nothing to do with it. Yeah, he had absolutely nothing to do with it. He was such a pleasure to play with. So that was a lot of fun. And then tied with him at 5 under is Adrian Dumont Deschessart.
I got it right.
You did get it right.
Young man out of University of Illinois. Good story here. We were his second professional event back in 2023. Guess what he did in his first professional event? He won it.
Yeah.
The BMW. Then he comes here the next week. Guess what he almost does? He almost wins it. There was a 3-way playoff that Ricky Castillo ended up winning, but Adrian Deschessart and I think Kyle Jones was the other one in the playoff. But I think he likes Wichita because he's playing pretty well here. So those two guys at 5 under. There's a slew of guys at 4 under. Number one on the point standings, Johnny Kiefer, is one of many also at 3 under. So a lot of big names when you look at the Korn Ferry Tour, which is another interesting aspect. Typically, we are opposite the U.S. Open. And so we don't typically get, let's say, the top Korn Ferry Tour players, because a lot of them are playing in the U.S. Open. But those years we get a lot of the Mike Weirs,
right.
And folks like that. But this year, since we're not opposite the U.S. Open and the Korn Ferry was off last week, I think 14 of the top 15 point earners are here this week. So the field is stacked. The guys that didn't play in the U.S. Open last week have had a couple weeks off, so they're itching to get back in the golf mode. So we've got a good field this year.
And as you said, that SY just birdied 3. He started on the back 9 today, so he's now 6 under. So the guy who didn't help, according to you, at all yesterday is just casually 6 under, 6 under through 12 holes. Another story that is really cool that I think a lot of people are going to have their eye on is Neil Shipley, who really came onto the scene last year, got to play at the Masters. He had the Sunday round with Tiger that he went pretty famous for. Just talk about his story and a guy like that who has become very, very popular, who's still, his pro career is only just starting, but that's a name that people know out here.
It really is, because he had a great amateur career, great college career at Ohio State, was one of those PGA Tour University players that had a chance to come on both the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Tour. So he's really been all over the place, and he's just a delight. I mean, he's got a great personality. It's the kind of personality that you wish a lot of these players have. A lot of these great players, I mean, they're just outstanding players, but some of them are just robots, and it drives me nuts. Why can't they have our personality?
I mean, the other nice thing about Neil is that he's got a heck of a head of hair too.
Oh,
right?
Doesn't he, though?
Yeah,
he's got some locks.
He absolutely does.
He's got some locks. I bet he's a player.
I wouldn't be surprised by that. That's a heck of a story, and there are so many great stories out there from the players in the field. For folks, Jay, that maybe missed the first part of our show when we had you on before, the top story all week long has been just the way that this course has come together for this tournament. And with all the cleanup and everything. And as we're watching these guys playing 18, if you just look at 18, it doesn't look any different. It looks like the regular course. Just a testament again to the way that everybody came together ready to go for this tournament.
Yeah, and Crestview, who was designed by Robert Trent Jones back in 1969, a very prominent architect, did a very good job with the drainage. They've improved the drainage over the years, but this course has been tested this week, and the grounds crew and the Wichita Open staff, the Korn Ferry staff, the residents around Crestview have all just rallied. It's been a rallying cry this week, and everybody's just done a fantastic job to get the actual golf course in playable shape, which, again, around the city of Wichita, there are very few golf courses that are open today. I belong at Reflection Ridge, and this is the third day in a row that it's been closed. It's just, the rains that we had, the volume of rain in just such a short period of time, coupled with just the velocity of the winds we had. Some reported at 101 miles an hour at the airport. So, we deal with weather in the Midwest. I mean, we kind of live in Tornado Alley. So it's kind of funny. We talked to some players earlier this week, and they're like, oh, these winds, 100 miles. God, that's a tornado. Should we even be out here? And we're like, hey, we're veterans of tornadoes. Unless you hear a really loud siren, you're probably going to be okay. But it's just funny to talk to these players who are from different parts of the country. I had a conversation with a player because there were some hail in the area yesterday, right? And players from like Southern California have never in their life experienced hail before. And they're like, I don't want to be out in it, but I'd kind of like to see it. What does it look like? I said, it looks like popcorn, when it hits the ground. But anyway.
Or when it hits your roof.
Yeah.
Or when it hits your car.
Yeah. That's when the sound really, really intensifies.
What can you tell us about, as far as fans coming out here, what kind of golfers lead to success here at Crestview, at the Wichita Open? Do we see, is it a course and a tournament that's set up for long hitters or people who are going to be good ball strikers and they're going to be finding fairways? Is it lead to whoever's the best around the greens? What leads to success here in the Wichita Open from your research?
What I like about this golf course is 11 of the 14 par 4s or par 5s have dog legs. Primarily, they are dog leg lefts. And so what players do in their practice, and it's another thing we haven't talked about, players haven't had a chance to have practice rounds. Yeah. The only players that have had a chance to play this week are the ones that played in the Pro-Am, right? Because we had a Pro-Am here Monday, so there wasn't a whole lot of practice rounds being played. But anyway, the lines off the tees, because these guys hit it so far. This course was built in 1969. It wasn't built for players that hit it 330 off the tee.
There's not a whole lot of room to make
There
it
really
longer,
isn't.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, there really isn't. And a lot of these dog legs, you can't see the finishing spot for your drives. So you see these guys. I saw so many guys, just them and their caddies, studying the yardage book and calculating, because these guys now with TrackMan, they know to the inch how far they carry their driver, their 3-wood, all their irons. And so they're just strategically breaking apart this golf course to see, okay, what's my line going to be on 10, for example, a dog leg to the right? You know, do I hit it 5 yards inside that fairway bunker? Is it 10 yards? Where's the wind coming from? That's another component. So you really have to drive the ball well. You have to drive it accurately. And then what I've seen over the years, everybody's going to hit 14, 15 greens in regulation, right? So they're going to have all these birdie opportunities. And it's just a matter of who's got the hot putter this week.
I got to tell you, I think part of the reason why I love playing the North Course so much is because of those dogleg lefts. And I'm a lefty, and I hit a cut. And so I work that all the time. That's one of my favorite things about this course.
Yes, absolutely.
It doesn't help my score at all, but it's,
well,
I'd like to think it does, but it probably doesn't.
You know, I always say there's always a mulligan that I've saved from a previous tournament. So I'm just going to use it now.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like with the field that's out here now, and we talked a little bit the last time you were on with us a couple hours ago about the different kinds of players, like their statuses and them playing out in this tournament. I think one thing that's really important to note too, the guys that are alums of the Wichita Open that have gone on to have major success in major championships on the PGA Tour and that sort of thing, guys that have played, Scotty Scheffler played in this tournament, right? Justin Thomas has played in this tournament. So some of the names of the biggest stars in the world have gotten their start here at this tournament in Wichita. So you never know who you're going to be encountering out here on the weekend. It
was so interesting. Our first tournament in 1990, Reg Booth, who built Reflection Ridge and was the original owner. On this tour, we have housing, and it was much bigger back in the 90s and early 2000s because these guys, they just don't have the money, and this is a developmental tour. And so Reg Booth, very devout Christian man. He's a wonderful man. Tom Lehman, also very devout Christian. On a questionnaire, who do you want to house with? Well, I would love a Christian. I would love, somebody that loves dogs. And my wife's traveling with me. Tom Lehman and Reg Booth just happened chance got connected that week, and Tom Lehman stayed with him, and it's been a great relationship ever since. Reg will jump on a plane and go see Tom play somewhere. But anyway, Tom Lehman, before he won in 1990, his biggest win was, I think he won $800 by winning a mini tour event in Florida, right? And so he goes on to win the Wichita Open. And for a month, he was number one in the world in 1996 when he won the British Open.
Yeah.
One of the great things about Wichita is we are the only event in the history of this tour to have 4 major champions as our former champions.
Yeah.
Tom Lehman won the British Open. David Duval won the British Open. David Toms won the PGA Championship. Jason Duffner won the PGA Championship. And I will even throw in another name that most people won't know. Joe Daly won here in, I think, 2009. Well, he went, once he turned 50, he went on the Champions Tour and won a major on the Champions Tour. So we develop players, we develop winners, and guys who didn't win majors like Scott Piercy, who's here this week. He's won 4 PGA Tour events. Ben Crane, who won in 2000, has won, I think, 5 PGA Tour events. Aaron Wise, who won here a few years ago, has won on the PGA Tour. So, yeah, we develop PGA Tour winners.
I got to ask you about this too, Jay, while we have you. We talked to Dusty about this, Dusty Buell, the tournament director, in our first hour, about the community impact of this tournament and the fact that, yeah, we're talking about great golf and talking about party and just the fun and everything. But the heart and the core of this tournament is the way the tournament gives back to the community and the community aspect of that. With the couple minutes that we have left, what is that impact like for people that maybe don't know?
Super quick story. Back in 1990, first event, I saw Reg Booth pull a check out of his back pocket and write it for $1,000 just to say that we gave to charity. And now today, for the last several years, we've given over $300,000 each year to local youth charities. And over the 35-year history of this event, we have given well over $2 million. And all that money stays within this community. That's why I volunteer for 36 years, because I love the fact that my community cares so much about itself that they're willing to help others that don't have the things that we do. So that's the beauty about living in this part of the country, and especially Wichita, Kansas.
You know, so KU Pediatrics, obviously a major beneficiary of this tournament and the things that they do, you know, in the Wichita area. You know, I can only imagine just the impact that the dollars that come from this tournament can go for KU Pediatrics and then the other beneficiaries as well.
You know, we had a Wesley Kids Cancer Clinic on Monday where the Korn Ferry pros came and worked with a group of 9 of these kids. It was just absolutely wonderful. The parents of these kids say they were in tears. They're like, my kid gets to be a kid for 2 hours.
That's huge.
That's what we do here at the Wichita Open for our community.
And you talked not long ago about past winner winning $800 at a previous tour. That's what most of these guys are doing. They're driving to these tournaments. Them and their caddy, they're banking on making money that weekend. Otherwise, unless there's sponsorship money coming in, they're not really making too much money. These aren't like the guys we see on the PGA Tour who have everything set up for them. Most of these guys are grinding week to week.
Some of them are staying with members at the core of the club.
And
a weekend like this could be one that changes their life forever.
Changes their life. Changed Ricky Castillo's life 2 years ago. Yeah. He's now on the PGA Tour and doing quite well.
Yeah. That's incredible. The leaderboard continues to shape up here this morning, Jay, and I think we are going to probably see some lower scores here as the day goes on with the soft conditions, and things might get a little bit more difficult tomorrow with the heat and the wind and things maybe starting to dry out a little bit. But for right now, an opportunity for some of these players to go low. We'll have you back on a couple times tomorrow to be able to give us updates on the leaderboard and tell more of these great stories from the Wichita Open. So we really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Jay Delling, he handles all things media here for the Wichita Open, joining us on Sports Daily. We've got one more segment to go here on the program before we wrap up our first day out of 2 here at the Wichita Open. Want to remind everybody that we do have coverage of Royals baseball today as they take on the Rangers. You can catch all the action. It's an evening game tonight, isn't it? Or is it a day game? I can't remember what it is.
I think you get paid. I don't know.
Before I start promoting it and telling people to tune in, I should probably figure out if it's a day game or an evening. I know it's a getaway game for the Royals. It's a day game. So
I was thinking probably like 3.
Yeah, first pitch is 1:35 this afternoon. Okay. So we'll have a little bit of the pregame coverage on KFH so you can transition from us here at the Wichita Open a little bit later on this afternoon to Royals baseball as they try to, be able to win 3 in a row and sweep the Rangers in Texas. much needed for the Royals at this point. And Brandon, you and I in our final segment will talk about keys to victory for the Royals, talk a little bit about the pitching, and see what the Royals can do there on that, as it's the final game of this 3-game set before things really start to get more difficult for the Royals as they take on the Dodgers and the Padres and the Yankees, and they've got some major opponents coming up here. Well, I mean, I know I'm boring him by talking about the Royals. He wants to know about Una Vida tequila.
You didn't leave me anything.
They've got a whole bar.
Empty bottles. Oh, don't make excuses now.
10 yards away from us, there's a full bar open and ready to go.
10 yards away, it's about a 5-iron for you, isn't it?
on a good day. We're going to step aside and take a time out again on the other side. Some final Royals talk as we are here at the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club on Sports Daily. Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner. We'll be right back.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
They're not just the canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
What is GMFB Overtime?
It's Peter, Jamie, Kyle, and Akbar breaking down the NFL 5 days a week.
It's okay to be excited.
It's this, that, and a whole lot of fantasy. It's football for everyone.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSCW.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea. With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite, or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issue a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Everybody, it's Sports Daily here on KFH, live from the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club, day number one of the biggest and best events of the entire year here in the Air Capital. Tommy Castor, Brandon Zinner, Max Power producing the program back in the studio. Zeb Campbell is our on-site producer, getting everything going here, making everything happen. So we really appreciate everybody and the work that they put in to get this broadcast up and running and make sure that that we are rocking and rolling here from Crestview Country Club. It's been a great morning, and Brandon, as we've kind of probably about 9:30 or so to now, so about the last little over an hour, we've really started to see the crowds pick up. Just kind of almost a steady stream of people walking behind us down the 18th fairway, probably headed towards the 17th green. That hospitality suite is open today. People are ready for this. I mean, even though might look slightly different than in years past, it's going to be an exciting weekend.
Yeah, the crowds have been filing in really over the last hour and a half, and as we move out throughout the day, as we said, it's a holiday today, straight into the weekend. The crowds are going to be phenomenal. We got the hospitality areas about to open up there, getting set. We just saw a golf cart come over with plenty of beer to keep people hydrated for the day. A lot of ice as well. Going in, the drinks are about to get flowing, and there's some good golf. Adrian Dumont de Chassard, who we talked about with Jay just in the last segment, finished second 2 years ago. Maybe 59 watch. He's 6 under through 10. All you have to do is get to 11 under, and you're at a 59 out here on the par 70s. So some great golf being played right now, and it's setting up for a great weekend.
I can be on 59 watch as well in my game, but that's usually through 12 holes.
Yeah, and then
at that point, I'm out of it at that point. It's been such a great morning. Tomorrow here on the program, we'll be back out here at Crestview for day number 2. Again, 4 hours live, 7 to 11. We plan on being joined by Dusty Buell again, Jay Delling again. We'll probably talk to Troy Jordan, who is the chairman of the board for the Wichita Open at some point. Dane Brummett, the general manager at Crestview Country Club. We'll probably be talking to Katie Winters from 3570 Golf Co. So we've got a lot of great golf content for you on the second day of the Wichita Open and Sports Daily broadcasting live here for both opening days here of the Wichita Open. With the time we've got left, Brandon, here on the program, let's get back into Royals talk. We've sprinkled that in throughout the show today, and I want to talk about expectations for this game today. It's an afternoon game, 1:35 first pitch down in Dallas as the Royals take on the Rangers. The Royals have offensively put it together in the last 2 games. The biggest offensive issue for Kansas City all season long has been the consistency in which they do that. We've seen them put up big numbers from time to time, but they've not been able to back it up multiple games in a row. They've now done that the first 2 games in this Rangers series. And I think the expectation now becomes, can they do it a third time?
Yeah, no matter what, you'll always take a series win on the road. So 2 out of 3, regardless of how the day goes, as we have a banner that falls over, nearly takes us out. Regardless of how it goes, you can leave with a positive feeling from your time in Texas. But a sweep on the road would be absolutely huge. based off of just how terrible last week was. We talked about the 0-6 homestand, and they should feel good. They have the pitching matchup, I think, going into today. They have Michael Waka going on the mound, and you feel good with just about any of these starters. But he has a 3.3 ERA, only 3-6. He could very well have 6 or 7 wins if he had any offensive support throughout this year. But a lineup that's great. India is going to be playing second base today. Then we wait Michael Garcia, middle of the lineup, Vinny, Salvi, and Caglione. With Waters and Isbell, and for me in the bottom third of the lineup.
So Cags is back in the lineup because he was not in the lineup last night.
He's playing right field, batting 6th today.
Okay. So, I mean, I think that, to your point with the way that this Royals team has performed, I mean, you have to go all the way back to the very first series with Jack Caglione at the big league level. The last time the Royals won a series, that was that Cardinal series on the road in St. Louis. I think the home road splits are interesting right now because the Royals are playing abysmal baseball at home. Yeah. They're not delivering at Kauffman Stadium at all. But you get them on the road, I know that they struggled against the White Sox, but at least they were able to get one game out of that series on the road at Chicago. They won the series against. They're going to win this series against the Rangers, regardless of the outcome of today's game. What do you attribute that to? Is it just the fact that they're away from the pressures of playing in front of their home fans?
Yeah, there can be a lot of reasons to playing bad at home versus bad on the road, which is weird. You would think with the way that this Royals team is built, Kauffman Stadium would be good for them. It's not a park that's built for home run hitters. It's hitting the ball to the gap, getting extra bases, which you would think that this Royals team is good at, but they just have not been for some reason this year. And then when you're at home, you can get a little too much into your routine, too used to just the things that are around you, the things that when you go on the road, it's you wake up and it's baseball. You're doing your recovery on the road. It's just everything's more focused on baseball on the road, and especially at a time like right now, I think that's the perfect thing for what this Royals team needed because one more home sweep would have been abysmal.
And I don't think that you can also discount the importance of not only the Royals scoring runs in the first 2 games of this series, but also winning with some breathing room, having a decent margin in both of those games where, I know that they had to deploy the back end of the bullpen last night and Estevez, it was a safe situation for him and all of that. That's important because the Royals have won so many of these games this season by the skin of their teeth. Getting an opportunity to exhale a little bit in these matchups, like, okay, we don't have to just hang on for dear life to try to win these games. We've got a little bit of breathing room where we can then go out and perform and not have to worry about that.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the time we've seen it is the Royals score early and then they hang on. It was nice last night to see them. They fell behind in the first inning. They come back, they score, but then they add on to it in the 8th, which is not something that we have seen much from this Royals team. So even a guy like John Rave, he came through and had a sack bunt yesterday to score a run. It was really promising to see late inning this team show up in clutch time.
It was execution
in pitching and at the plate. So just something to build off of because just because it happened yesterday, the day before, doesn't mean this isn't who the Royals are now. But just something to build on.
Well, one game can be fluky. 2 games begins to start a little bit of a trend.
3 is a streak.
And 3 is a streak at that point. And this would be a great time to do it on the road, taking on a Rangers team that while the Rangers have disappointed this season and they've not lived up to expectations, they've not hit the ball well this year. They're not a bad baseball team. You look at the Rangers lineup, and you've got guys like Adolis Garcia, obviously, and Corey Seager. Like you've got
Marcus Semien,
Wyatt Langford. Like there are juggernauts in that Rangers lineup. They've underperformed, and they've not been able to make it work, for everything. But at the end of the day, like the Rangers are still a stout lineup.
Yeah, and we thought at the beginning of the year that the Royals lineup was going to have a little more pop. They're last in the league in homers, and they have not. But Hey, two games in Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas. Apparently, so is the number next to the Royals on the scoreboard. Be huge to get one today, a day game getaway, because then you go to San Diego this weekend, and that is going to be San Diego is one of the most electric ballparks. A weekend series. The Padres are going to be revved up and ready to host the Royals. There's a lot of Royals that are from that area. We talked about it with the California series that was just a couple weeks ago. It would be great to get one on the road today.
Yeah, I think that the Royals also recognize too that their schedule, at least for the next 3 weeks, is not getting any easier. And so they already squandered a series against the A's that they shouldn't have. The word that you and I used earlier this week was inexcusable. I don't think that there's an excuse to being swept by the Athletics at home. So I think from that point on, the Royals are like, well, crap, we've got to get it done against the Rangers because the schedule gets really difficult. Padres, Rays, Dodgers, Mariners. It's not until I think after the 4th of July, I think it's the July 7th series where they play the Pirates. That's the next kind of time where they've got some breathing room in that schedule.
The Pirates are the only team in their final 8 series of the first half that they're going to play with. That's a team with a record below 500. Because you're going to play the Pirates and you're turning around and play the Mets, who are leading their division. So there is just nothing. Every single team, basically, they're playing right now until the end of the first half, with the exception of the Pirates, you're expecting to see in the playoffs. I mean, that the Rays, as we talked about, there's some great baseball teams that they're playing, and it's even a real sense of where this Royals team is at right now.
Well, like we mentioned today, that game, you can hear it right here on KFH. First pitch is at 1:35. We've got the coverage of Royals baseball here on KFH for you to tune into and listen. Let's shift gears with the couple moments we've got left here on the program in our last regular segment, and we will give you an update here on the Wichita Open. We've got a leaderboard update for us, Brandon.
We do. Adrian Dumont Deschazar, 7 under through 11. Can he make 4 more birdies coming in the last 7 holes? And that will get him to that elusive 59 number. There's some great golf being played out here as well. We got 2 golfers 4 under through 8. So there's going to be some scores that are put up, and it's the guy that Jay talked about in our last segment, the guy who got second 2 years ago, lost in the playoff, who's currently leading the field. But there's a lot of golf to still play.
He started on the back 9 out here at Crestview, so he's playing the front 9 now. And I'm trying to think. So he's through number 2 on the front.
He's teeing off on 3 right now.
I'm trying to think like what holes are the birdie holes coming in. Number 3 is a birdie hole. If he's, I don't know his game, but if he's a long hitter, he can maybe drive the green.
He's good at everything.
So that should be a birdie hole for him. I wouldn't be shocked if he goes 8 under through 12. And then from there, 4 can be a birdie hole. 5 if you hit a good tee ball. 6 and 7 are going to be tough. 9, it could be done. 4 in the final 7 holes, 4 more birdies. I think he can get that done.
And for the 12 News side of things, TJ Cleveland, I don't know if he's out here yet. If not, I might have to shoot him a text and let him know. He probably has notifications on for Adrian Dumont Deschazar. He'll talk your ear off about him tomorrow. So we'll have coverage on the TV side of things tonight, and I'll be out here tomorrow talking about some of the top stories as well. So we'll have you all covered, all things Wichita Open here on the air. Over on 12 News as well, carrying you throughout the weekend.
Yeah, we have loved this relationship with the Wichita Open and with Crestview Country Club. We've got a lot more in store tomorrow for day number 2. And remember, day number 2 is always an important day because we're talking about who's going to make the cut, where the cut line is, notables that might need to grind over their last several holes to be able to have a chance to play the weekend and get some of that purse that's out there as well. So we've got a lot more day number 2 with the Wichita Open, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be warmer, going to be breezier tomorrow, but things are perfect, and the grounds look amazing out here today.
Yeah, and you want to see how ready Adrian is for the spotlight? He birdied 17.
Did he really?
Yep. So just go ahead and put your winning tickets in for Adrian later today.
I love that. The hospitality suites and everything here for the Wichita Open get going at 11 o'clock. So a few minutes left, and I know a lot of people have today off work with it being the Juneteenth holiday. It's a great time to get out here and enjoy the fan zone where we are along the 18th fairway. It's starting to get busy. People coming in and enjoying
the tequila,
enjoying the Una Vida tequila and all of that. So we're probably going to do that as well here in just a little bit, and we'll see you out here at the Wichita Open at Crestview Country Club. We'll come back, let you know what's on tap in the network today. That's coming up for you next on Sports Daily.
Sports Daily is brought to you by
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app